Thanks for having me. I had a good time. It was
Alright.
good to see you and to meet your family.
It was nice for you to even think about coming, honestly. And she's like picking at her nail polish, like on her nails.
So, yeah,
So
he grabs your hands and he said, "We talked about that."
And like she's just gonna look up at him. Just be like, habit.
Well, I think we both got some habits we could use to break. So later, you and I are gonna have a talk about me opening up more.
Okay. Alright. That
So
sounds do you like
I'll pick you up tomorrow.
ooh.
okay.
Thank
And
God you're giving the girl who can fly a ride.
let me have this. And he leans in and gives her a big, tight hug. And
Oh,
he
so
says,
close.
"I will."
She'll hug him back.
We gotta slow burn this. And yeah, it says, "I will see you tomorrow."
Alright. See you. Have a good night. Text me when you get home, please.
Of course.
Oh, he will. He will. He will. Where's your
Is
arm?
that when she comes back?
I want to see your. I want to see your motorcycle. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
I'm not gonna like give her the first kiss in front of Abuela. Are you crazy?
See, you say slow burn. I want to reassure you that even if that first step happens, I can absolutely ruin it and set you back several months.
I'm aware.
So
That's why. That's why I'm like,
we know.
it has to be the right time.
We remember the arcade. It's fine.
that was not
was
my
so
fault.
That's true. That was
That
very
was
much the best.
absolutely
You did
not.
bring it up though when he did not. So
I am-
therefore it was your fault.
Amazing.
I am merely an instrument of fate.
Or an instrument of chaos.
I
By
feel
the
like
way,
we're-
it's not loading.
Funny how often those two traits coincide.
I feel like we're
Oh,
saying
yeah.
the same thing. What's that coming up?
Right.
Oh, it wasn't loading the thing for some odd reason. I don't know why.
The thing.
Earlier, the YouTube's. But now it's up. And
Yeah,
like
it was
the
because I forgot to hit stream.
okay.
Like, yeah, but yeah. So the thing that
Womp
the thing that we didn't get was Silas taking one for the team and letting Mitzi's dad slip into second place, so that Mitzi could get a win on the board in the family domino thing. Far more importantly, question for Caleb and or Perry: what, if any, text messages are waiting for them when they finally check their phones as they turn away from
There's the group messages that just all of a sudden are just like, hey, so somebody tell me if oh no, there's one for Birthright, and it specifically says, hey, how often does Transcendent do press conferences? He likes to be in the limelight, right?
Anytime he can get his face in front of the camera.
Well, he seems like the kind of the guy that doesn't really check his suits before he puts them on. He just kind of knows nobody would mess with him, and so he just kind of puts them on, right?
That question comes across as concerningly specific.
I need a specific answer, like that's important
I mean,
to what's happening.
statistically, I mean, in terms of a psychological profile, yes, he does seem like that sort of person. So, sure.
I was to say, I get the idea that no matter what my answer is, that things have been put in motion that cannot at this point be undone.
That's
Correct. That is absolutely correct.
So here's the thing that you'll notice. Here's the thing that you guys will pick up on about Silas is that he kind of like talks like really southern and uses a lot of like slang when he's talking, but when he's typing, he's very grammatically correct.
nice.
And tends to use like very like pretentious words sometimes.
He has expunged all of that. It's the interesting thing with my wife. She's from just north of New York, and her family lives all through like northern Jersey and through Manhattan and just north of New York and Long Island and all this stuff. She, unlike everybody else in her family, has absolutely no accent to speak of. Like none. Undetected. You wouldn't know she was from the rest of her family. Kate, it's so good to see you. God, look at your hair. It's just Long
amazing.
Island. Long Island. With the exception of museum. For some reason, she pronounces it with 2 syllables and no U. And I don't know why.
Oh no, how?
Museum. It's museum. She goes to see a museum. No idea why. Don't ask me. I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, so yeah, you've done that at the text level, and I imagine when you get to college, Silas will file further.
I'm just gonna send him a picture of Bill and Ted, and one of them holding a permanent marker. They're giving the little salute
Oh my God.
in front of Exemplar Tower.
Investigate the timeline. Oh dear.
He sends back a gif of Obi-Wan Kenobi saying, "Why do I feel like you're going to be the death of me?"
Oh Lord. Okay, I gotta look at this thing. Do 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 do. Do,
Yeah, I
do,
saw
do.
that. I was like, would Parry's be a +1 or would it be something more than +1?
It should be. Yeah, it should be +3.
Oh, so it's.
Perry, I need you to roll one more time for me, please. Actually, I can just add 2 onto that and just keep
Yeah, I
it
was gonna
as
say,
an
we can
8.
just add 2 to that.
Yeah, if you're done
Where'd
with
the
it.
Marlon Brando voice come from?
I don't know. I don't know. I have a library of voices. I just don't have them filed under anything useful.
I feel that.
Roll Savior to find out how your investigation of the timeline have been going on a hit. Became the future version. I might need to now that we know a little bit more about Perry's particular version of this, we might need to do a little bit of tweaking on this, but
So dumb.
what's that?
I just had a realization because, like, for my other stream, I run the video out of Discord, and I'm always like, "Oh, I can't go through the chats, right?" Because the Discord's streaming over to Streamlabs, and then I remembered that I could do the videos in a pop-out window, and I just now realized that, and I feel really dumb.
Learning is half the battle.
Yeah. Choose one figure you've remembered or one aspect of the future you can remember. Okay. All right. Yes. All right. So, Perry, assuming you're there and you can hear me, on a hit, choose one figure you've remembered or one aspect of the world that you can remember more clearly. You can type it out if you want to. That's fine. Up to you. Well, you rolled. That's only a +1, so the 6 is actually an 8 because it should have been +3. So it's actually an 8. So you get to remember. Pick somebody that you remember more clearly, or something that you remember more clearly out of your whole little soup of memories and whatnot. While you and Caleb are sort of walking somewhere. Probably not talking nearly as. This is definitely one of those situations, Caleb, I'm going to say, where the trip over didn't seem to take nearly as long as the trip back. Because you flew through with you guys talking, and now it's like, my God, it's actually a long ways to Exemplar Tower, and it's at half an hour. Everything is slower, or it's just that you're not talking, so you're feeling it a lot more. I recall slightly more clearly. What the fuck? Oh.
Thanks for compiling the list, by the way, because there's so much stuff on here that I had forgotten we even did, like me taking the pictures of the statues.
Right. You'll have to tell me if there's anything that you should. I'm just gonna look at that move again real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna the spreadsheet is on. You know what? I'll put the link in the game thing. I know it's pinned, but if you're so inclined. No worries. No worries, Frank. It's fine. You're doing this great. If you're driving, also, don't chat. Jesus, you could just tell me to wait. Um, that's totally fine. Roll saver. Okay. I remember more clearly what's up with Dr. Infinity.
That makes me feel better.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you. Dr. Infinity. You don't remember the time loops as such, but you remember what your brain has chosen to contextualize for you as the various possible histories that you're realizing was your brain protecting you from the time loop thing or being damaged by the time loop thing, because it is that. But you're kind of realizing must have been loops, not variant, alternate possible timelines. The original loops did not go well. They were disasters. They were very, very bad. They were functionally way worse much sooner than what you had tried to prevent, which again is an amorphous thing that you don't really remember. You just know that they were worse. What you remember, though, on your 5th attempt was that you needed to be protected from yourself. And again, you remember that the person who tells you this is Vigil. You remember that conversation, Vigil saying you need to protect you. You don't know what's going on, and you need to keep yourself from doing any more damage until you figure out what's going on, so you can do some help. You can help.
Do some help.
And so you can do some help. At some point when we're having a digression, ask me about messed up sentences and Disco Elysium. Anyway, and you remember deciding that what you needed to do first was figure out how to help yourself, and you go to work on that, figuring out a series of fail safes that keep things like, so you see whiteboards of you figuring out like things that can't be allowed to happen, things that need to be prevented, aside from anything else that happens, things that need to not happen, and then working from that. And we see a lot of shots of, gigantic frickin' goggles for looking at tiny electronics and welding masks and all this other kind of stuff. This training montage basically of Perry building stuff and setting up, and we see some of the stuff that he's done is tech that Perry is wearing today, like little bits and pieces and some of the little gizmos and stuff. Not all of it, but certainly some of it is stuff that he's got. And it goes and goes and goes on this montage, and the world around him as we're seeing this gets worse and worse. Like, it's clearly falling to shit in the background, and he's completely neglected that in favor of this thing, this project. And the last bit of this montage work, he's clearly, his body is exhausted. He's bent over. He's just, he's bringing it up with this fine electronic work, and his hand is shaking. And finally sits back into that chair, but it's a much more older, beat-up version of the chair from Perry's desk, from Perry's bunker. And he kind of just slumps back, and he flips the welding helmet up, and he's old. He's got a beard down to his chest, and he's gray, and he's wrinkled, and he's John Hurt as the war doctor. And then his face is sort of lit up by this actinic bluish teal light, and you hear this voice say, "I am online. Perry, what do you need me to do?" And
No.
and Perry says, "Initiate the reset. in his old worn voice, and there's a big flash, and that's what we remember.
Is Dr. Infinity Perry's Ultron? Is that what I'm getting out of that?
I wouldn't characterize it as his Ultron. That's kind of unfair.
Woof.
Oh,
That's a lot.
Are you okay, Perry?
Hey, so Frank took a powerful blow, so I'm thinking that Perry should probably. Sorry.
That seems fair.
Yeah, I should take a powerful blow, I'm thinking. Because
All right.
holy damn. Holy damn. I had a lot of things in the back of my head that you might have thrown at me this morning. None of them were that.
Well, okay. So do me a favor, do roll 2d6 plus 2. And we'll see what we get.
I just double checking if I have
That's condition. That's with condition. That's rolling plus your conditions.
2d6 plus 2.
Plus 2.
Okay.
You have 2 conditions right now.
Stand by.
As some of you know, I write in the background and I have like books and stuff. And one of the things that I get accused of is that I don't telegraph stuff clearly enough. That I'm a little bit too cagey with the reveals. So I've been trying to. This is great practice for me to be less cagey about the reveals, because apparently I'm too coy with the clues and stuff. So what I think of as blazingly obvious, everyone else is like,
Yeah.
Perry made Dr. Infinity the architect as literally the first role that he ever filled in his memory castle, which is one of the good guy roles.
Was that like in character creation, you said?
No,
You mean-
like the first time there's a memories thing
and
on
I'm-
his
I'm
deal.
not sure. I'm not sure that I knew that architect was a good guy role. Because to my mind, an architect could you
Sure.
could build the Guggenheim, or you could
Build an A-bomb. I got you. But in my head, architect. There are 3 roles that are called monster, traitor, and corruptor. And there are 3 roles that are called martyr, architect, and leader. And Dr. Infinity was one of the first ones that you ever put in.
I do recall that.
Yep. And conveniently, the way Dr. Infinity is written in the game, in the original game, that I have now bastardized beyond all recognition, but the information on Dr. Infinity has multiple possible results, but one of them is Dr. Infinity was actually built by somebody in the present. And I gave you that information too about 5 or 6 sessions ago, that one of the possible origins for Dr. Infinity was they were built by some scientist from the present.
I didn't think it would be me.
All right, where's your roll? What do we got here? An 8.
There was
Okay.
an 8,
I'm just thinking, oops, did I do that? Like, sort of.
What? What was that? Did I do
Did
that?
I do that?
Okay.
I asked myself the-
I want you to look at the very first thing that Perry has written in his notes on the back of his sheet. So you have to look at the stream if you want, or just open up Perry's character sheet and go to the 3rd tab. Look at the very first line he has written in his notes. Did I do that? The very first line he has written in his notes is, did I do that? And then 4 lines later it says, wait,
really
did
sorry
we
you
do
did.
that? 4 lines later, did we do that? And the next thing, yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry.
You can call me a mastermind if you want to. I'll take the compliment, but I am simply following the clues and the dopamine that you all are sprinkling on the floor.
Love everything about this.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'd love to take credit, but honestly, y'all are giving me all the material I need. I wasn't planning on making that be the info dump, but you picked Dr. Infinity.
Yeah, no, that's
So-
good, because this whole time I thought that
Did
I
do
thought that Dr. Infinity was the big bad. Dr. Infinity may still turn out to be the big bad, but it seems that perhaps I'm getting the sense that, sorry, this toggle is weird. I'm getting the sense that Perry built to help deal with the monkeys, and then maybe I lost control of it, lost control of the time loop, certainly.
The implication is that Dr. Infinity has been set up to protect things from spiraling hopelessly out of control within certain parameters, and they are enacting those parameters to make sure that every loop stays within a certain Dr. Infinity keeps the time loops within certain error bars that you determined.
So the monkeys might actually be helping her do that?
I don't know. That is beyond.
Wait, because she told me that I was operating outside mission parameters, but the monkeys weren't.
They were. It depends. If everybody stays within the city, nothing weird about it. Here's the thing. This is a little bit beyond the single 8. So all you know is that you apparently did Infinity.
That's true. I have thrown way too much spaghetti against the wall.
There's a lot. These are all answers you can get. Not on the single roll. All right, let's look at that other move though. Exactly. Where are we at?
We did investigate the timeline.
Take a powerful blow was an 8.
Yep.
So on that 7 to 9 range, you lash out verbally, provoking a teammate to foolhardy action or taking advantage of your influence over them to inflict a condition on them. You give ground, and your opposition gets an opportunity. You struggle past the pain, mark 2 conditions. And give ground could be as simple as like, I can't take this, I need to go, and just running back to the bunker to like have a meltdown.
I think the far more interesting play right now is the lash out at Revenant.
Okay.
Sorry, buddy.
You may not be able to see the video, Frank, but the first thing he did was sit up and grin like he was about to be, like somebody was about to toss him Scooby snacks. So I'm just saying.
It's true. I did like.
It still puts you in the Shaggy role, not the Scooby role. It's fine.
That explains a lot.
Well, this is gonna hurt like a motherfucker.
All right. So, what does that look like for Perry? Because he's on this trip, on this walk back, like the journey back to this is this are you both really quiet? Are you so my question is, you guys are traveling, is Caleb like sort of processing out loud, like kind of talking through everything and talking about all the various people and talking about how Guardian's a dick and Silver Streak is awesome and blah, just sort of babbling?
I'm basically just babbling what happened inside.
I think that's a really useful way to sort of make yourself a target for Perry to just kind of like, as he's processing all this stuff and sort of remembering this stuff, and like he comes back to, I think we've all been in a situation where you're trying to concentrate and somebody else doesn't pick up on that and they're just talking, and the opportunity is there to just snap at them to go.
Yeah.
Right.
Let me tell you about the time I did that to David Mamet. But sorry, not that. But yes.
So.
Sorry.
What's this look like? Is this just like one of those like, can you just shut up for 10 seconds while I try to figure all this out? Like,
yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's the polar opposite from how supportive I was a couple 3 sessions ago, where I was like, you got to keep writing your lyrics, you got to keep jamming on your chord. For fuck. Sorry, I don't know what's going on.
Make sure you're in the video screen, because that was what was acting up for you before. Now it seems like it's almost reversed, like it's only up when you're not talking.
Sorry, it's just strange. I'll have it toggled and then it'll go away. So
Yeah, it's okay.
I've rolled it up, so maybe it might have been too close to the little swipe up area on
Yeah.
the screen. So
I've run
so
into
now
that too.
I've got it rolled up to the. I can see you guys less, but at least the button doesn't go away. So okay, so yes, as I was saying, it's the polar opposite of how supportive and keep doing your thing, keep exploring, keep on it. The opposite of that is, would you just stop with the breathing in and out for 2 minutes?
I'm talking about the destabilization of the timeline, and you're TPing the Exemplar's tower. Like,
which is a noble prank, but not right now. I'm actually 200 and I don't even know how old I am, and I'm not exactly sure how to control the thing.
Can I ask a question? Do you actually say that like you're 250 years old, or you don't know how old you are? Like, is that a thing that I hear you say to me, or are you just like telling me to shut up, basically?
100%. That stream of consciousness came out of Perry's mouth.
Cool. I'm gonna hit the emergency stop and then hop out. I'm not gonna fight him. I'm not gonna he needs his space. Clearly, I'm not helping. I'm just causing problems by being here. I'm gonna leave him alone. When he's ready to,
when he's done having big feelings, we can talk.
Exactly. Perry just needs some space, and sometimes he works best on the train. That's no problem. I can hop off the train. That's easy. So I'm just gonna hit the emergency stop. I'm not angry. I feel guilty that I have put so much on him.
All right, that sounds good. And I think I was going to ask, do you think you've been provoked into some sort of foolhardy action, or did you take a condition? And you kind of just filled it in for me there. So why don't you check guilty for me, since you're...
Yeah.
And Perry, you're wound up enough that you're not even immediately feeling bad about this.
Well, I was going to say that Perry isn't the most, emotionally, situationally aware to begin with.
Yeah.
Yeah. The fact that he just completely pushed his friend away, I think, isn't going to register immediately, and maybe won't until upon reflection prior to the high.
I gotcha. All right. So, I think it's funny because that particular move, choosing that inside of the take a powerful blow, like lashing out and handing out conditions, it doesn't happen. For all that it's one of the lighter moves, it doesn't happen very often in a lot of mass games that I've seen anyway. Partly because it may be a lighter move, but it doesn't feel light. To quote Sean, this is gonna hurt like a son of a bitch.
That's what I said. It's interesting, not necessarily. Interesting doesn't always equal good, right?
No, but always good stuff. Good stuff. All right, so the good hug. I will say when Abuela shows up, she makes this little. I don't know that Silas knows how to wouldn't necessarily process this a certain way or not, but Mitzi would definitely process this as the disappointed tongue click. And it's because it's just the hug. Because she wants her... You guys are in high school, and she wants her Pasión de Pasiones, de la Pasiones scene. And... Come on!
Oh, no.
I think with that, Mitzi, blushes and, actually, backs away from Silas, at that point,
You only really recognize it because she makes that noise sometimes when she's watching her soaps, where she's like, they didn't do what she was wanting them to do on screen, and she's like, and she's never
And
actually.
Silas doesn't even clock it.
No. For her, it's just one of those other things that she's saying, and she's like, "All right, walk me out. Show me your motorcycle." I haven't ridden one in like 3 years.
I could take you around the block if you want.
Mitzi's like, 3 years. What?
And she's like, as they're walking out, she's like, "What motorcycle did you ride on, Abuela?" Like,
Oh, Scarlet Songbird has one.
of course he does.
It's got a guitar along the side. It just looks like one. It's not a real guitar. On the sidecar.
He has a sidecar? Did he have a sidekick back in the day?
Yeah, of course. It was.
I missed. Hold on, I missed that episode. Was Scarlet Songbird a hero or a villain?
These are just labels. They're.
No, that was out of character, guys, because I had missed that episode.
I will tell you that he wasn't a villain. He was a criminal.
I get it. So he was kind of like a low level, just kind of like
he
guy.
in Golden Age it was more like robbing banks and jewel heists and con jobs and things like that. And he was a bard. I mean,
right?
Even if he was a hero, he would have been a little bit something. I will tell that to you. I will tell you that she talks about him on the way out to your motorcycle to walk you out there, and you are left not sure what the answer to that question actually is based on what she says.
Fantastic. I find that answer vague and unconvincing.
Exactly. Yeah. Apparently the neck of the guitar swept up to be kind of like almost like tails, like the fins on the old like 57 Chevy, right. Things like that. Anyway, I think that it was very nice to have you over, Silas. I think you're very tall, much taller than I thought you were going to be.
Well, it was nice to come over. Nice to meet the family and everything. So
was it? Was it? I'm never quite sure. I love them very much, but they can be a little bit. The rest of them, not me, of course, can be a little bit much.
I don't have a great history with family, and so sometimes I come across as a bit brash and abrasive, and I'm working on that. But it's good to see. It's good to see families that do seem to truly care about each other.
Yeah, you don't let them push you around too much, and that's good because we're very pushy people. Especially, is it Luca? Is the dad? Did I get
yeah.
Luca?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I'm really glad I put this stuff in the spreadsheet. It's a lot easier to find.
I can also link in the family tree as well.
Yeah, no, I put it in your. I didn't get the whole family tree, but I did. Ooh, yeah, we should definitely put it in there though.
I'll grab it and put it in there. Yeah.
I like having it all in one place. It's good stuff. I will also note for those of you who are poking around in there, the school and the family stuff. It's like links over to various TikToks that show the person that I'm thinking of that we figured out for various people. Amazing. So the whole spreadsheet is TikTok links. And there's also pop-ups over some of the cells with like notes. So I tried to pull in as much stuff as I could. Like Zhao has notes.
I also misspelled her last name, but no.
Oh, did I?
It's D-A, not D-E.
That is I think I've been seeing it different ways in different places, and that's why. But yeah, you're right. The first one is definitely. So there's stuff in there about that. There's Dr. Infinity's got a thing in there. All that stuff. Yeah, you don't let them. You don't let them push you around. I like your. You got a good heart to be a hero. So you. The rest of them, they don't know. But I think when they do know, they'll be pretty proud of little Mimi. You just have to keep her out of trouble until then. Out of too much trouble. She's very...
I'm doing my best to do so. And I hope that they are proud of her because she means a lot to this team. And she means a lot to me. And I want to make sure that she gets to stay.
Good. All right. Don't let people push you around. That's what. Ooh, this is a nice bike. Little.
It's a
good,
fixer upper.
It's a good first bike. Can you fix it up, or you get in there? You can fix up things.
I'm working on it.
I love a mechanic. Guys, she wants to move 2 of your labels, honestly.
I knew it. I knew it was coming.
She wants to move 2 of your labels. She wants to move 2 of them up, honestly.
Is that allowed?
No. Not even for Abuela. No matter how she looks at me, it makes puppy dog eyes. Yeah. I like, and don't take this the wrong way. Gentle hands with calluses. You be that. Don't worry so much about planning. We see dominoes. There's always going to be somebody who plans better than you, specifically you. So don't worry about that. Gentle hands with calluses. Good boy.
That's good.
Pats you on the forearm. She wants to shift your danger up and your superior down.
Interesting. Okay.
Wasn't that what Dad was doing? No, he was.
He was doing the opposite. He was doing the opposite. Well, he wanted Savior. He liked Savior up. Superior down would disappoint him because he likes the planning. But he was pushing the Savior. He was pushing the danger down because he wants any boy around his daughter to seem harmless. Abuela's not so interested in that. See also Scarlet Songbird. So. Oh my God, that's who the radish video reminds me of. I don't know if did you guys see the radish thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you go through and did you go back and look at the original video?
Mm-mm.
So the interviewer is asking this very spicy British woman of senior experience because she was talking about how much she liked radishes, and he's like, "Would you rather have sex or radishes?" And she's in the middle of eating some, and she's like, "Well, if it's good sex, I'd rather have sex. But if it's bad sex, crunch, munch, 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 I'd rather have radishes." And that is, she has maximum abuela energy right there. It's probably that she would never traumatize her great grandchildren with. But
Are you sure about that?
that I mean,
Yeah, I was like,
I mean, she said some stories already to Mitzi. I don't know.
that might be a step too far. I'm not sure if it would be or not. But yeah, but I would say that abuela would absolutely agree with the sentiment, all things considered. If it was bad sex, I'd rather have radishes. Anyway, yeah, she wants to shift your danger up. All right, just going along with that. That seems fair.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go against Abuela. I have some sense of self-preservation.
That's good stuff. All right. Okay. Andrew, or rather, Caleb, you hopped off the train, emergency stop. Where you going? Or are you just heading back to the thing?
no, I'm gonna go for a walk. I still need to process myself. Like, I was looking forward
Sure.
to the time, so I'm gonna pop some headphones in, and me and
Silas.
Silas. Well, me and Silas had talked about like learning how to throw a punch. So I'm gonna go to the park and start like working out, like punching trees, because I don't know what else to do. Like, not in an angry way either. Just like, I need to move. I need to get some energy out and start. Like,
Neat.
I'm not like pissed off at anybody in particular. I'm just like, if I don't let this energy out, I will get angry at somebody, and that's not cool. So I just need to
Very
go
cool.
jam out to some music. So I'm listening to Rancid right now. and I am just like, and I'm like fully like tiny skinny kid, like really tall skinny kid, just sitting there against a tree, just like punching it. My mohawk is down, like I don't have it gelled or anything like that, so it's like flopping all over the place, just in the park.
Okay. So, how far away from where you live or the high school or anything like that would you say that you are?
In high school, uh, I don't know how far is the park where
I mean,
we
you probably
had
went for
the
a while from Exemplar and the park where you had that big fight.
yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
the park where we had not the Sentinel Plaza, but
The
one
part
with
where you're fighting
Wrecker.
like Troll and those guys. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't certainly. It was more downtownish, but certainly on the way out of downtown. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. You hear like and it's dark. It's nighttime. You hear like a thunk. I want to say mechanical is not quite the right word, but it's almost like a little hammer thunk against like relatively hollow wood, like kunk,
Okay.
and then you hear kunk, kunk, which is you can almost put your finger on it. It almost seems familiar. And then you hear like some scuff of shoe leather and like somebody walking along. Kind of a brisk little walk along the sidewalk, and then it slows down, and then you hear kunk, 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 and then the footsteps resume. It's sounds like someone smaller. It's not like a big guy walking around or something like that. It's someone relatively smaller, and you can kind of, if you look that general direction, you can see that there's a woman with like a walking along with like a folder under one arm and some kind of silvery thing in her hand, and walking along the sidewalk and just kind of purposely striding along. Hair's back in a ponytail, like what you think of as like a businesswoman ponytail.
Okay.
Okay. She's got that paralegal look. Glasses on that look almost exactly like the ones Mo has on right now, honestly.
Okay. And then the like thumping sound that I heard, where is that coming from, the same direction as her or the opposite?
In context,
moving away?
no, it's definitely coming from her. In context, you're looking at it going, is that? And then she slows down at like a bus, one of the little bus kiosks where it's just a little bit, like enough to keep the rain and the snow off, kind of rain and weather off, kind of a deal. And like the side pieces are like boards, and she gets into her folder and puts up a piece of paper and goes kunk, 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 and the silver is staple gun, big,
Okay.
like an industrial, like a heavy duty like not a stapler, a staple gun,
Yeah.
kind of a deal. And
Okay.
apparently she's out at 8 o'clock at night putting up ads for like guitar lessons, sell this couch, who knows, something. You don't think so, but something.
I'm gonna go see what paper she's putting up.
It's a missing poster.
Missing.
Looks like guy. It's like a guy in like a Oh, let me think about this for a second. Just a hot second. Guy in like a polo. It's a black. It's the things are black and white. Actually, no, I take that back. it's like a color copy photocopier, but it's a color photocopier, and it's like, have you seen this person? And it's like all the information on this guy. Jeremy Marks. And you can actually like, so he's kind of standing there, and it's clearly like a selfie thing that he took, where he's like in like Madras shorts and a polo. So he's on the beach, but he's like dressed up for like a night at like a cabana on the beach, and not like
beach.
Like a beach date, not like a beach day. If
Gotcha.
that makes sense. And
Yes.
girl in the background's been sort of like half cut off, so you can kind of focus on this person, but it's a pretty representative, decent shot of him. Heavier dude, but seems nice. A little scruffy. Looks like a working guy. Looks like a guy who, just looks like a pretty regular dude. Smiling, nice enough. Probably played football in high school, kind of guy. And been missing for since Wednesday. Last seen in this park at 9 p.m. Wearing running clothes. That kind of stuff, like shorts and t-shirt, running, that kind of stuff. Please call, so on and so forth. And
Does he look familiar to me? Like almost familiar?
That is... Maybe? And that's exactly how it feels. Like you... Like...
I'm going to take a picture of him and send it to Silas.
He's
and I'm just be like, go ahead.
Yeah, he's familiar in the way that Deja Vu seems familiar.
Oh God, that's not what I needed to correct.
Mo hates every single way I answer these questions today. Or she's writing them down to use on somebody else when she's running a game. I don't know. I can't.
Yeah, perfect. No. Keep giving me things. He is.
Yes, keep going.
I'm taking notes.
Every arrow you fire at us, she catches and then puts in her quiver for her game.
Bloop. Yeah,
that's what's happening.
So you're you're
I'm
texting
taking
Silas.
a picture. I'm taking a picture of the poster and I'm sending it to Silas, and I'll be like, "Hey, does this guy look familiar? Like, do you know who this is?" And I'm gonna send that to him. After I send that, I'm gonna use the psychic brain talk to talk to Mitzi, assuming we're still connected. No. Then I'm going to send Mitzi a text.
Turn that on, and I think you're probably out of range right now.
Cool. Then you're getting a text message from me that says, "Hey, can you go check on Perry? He did something that he's literally never done, and it blew up on me because he was kind of pissed about something. I've never seen that before. I don't think he wants to talk to me right now. Can you check on him?"
Probably not go check on her. If you say go, it's in air quotes. Yeah,
it's just a, "Can you check on him?"
I think it's hilarious that Mitzi thinks she has a range. Can I just say that for a record?
She thinks she has a range.
Oh yeah, you're out of range.
Clarification. She thinks she has a range.
If Abuela ever hears you say that, it's like, I think he's probably out of range. Abuela's just going to be like, I had a range.
Snorts and laughter. That's what she goes.
Or be that same TV like...
And it just depends on the day. Every day is different.
In any case,
so I think with that, if that's the case, and Mitzi gets that, she'll give she'll like, I mean, okay, I can try. Back to Caleb, and then shoot a GIF text to Perry. That's like a little that little cat one that's like crawling up the guy's chest and then boops him on the nose. And that's the text. She's like, boop.
Crawl, crawl, crawl. I need to see this GIF, but I'm not a cat person, but that sounds adorable.
Can I find it? Oh no, there's so many.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Perry can actually say that he's 250 because reset on the timeline clearly resets his age back to the point of reset. So, he's not. He may be
You define age, though.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, subjectively or objectively, there's some point in there where he's probably he's not that old. There's only one where he's like he went really really old.
Put it in the wrong one. Oh well.
Most of the time he fucks it up so bad that he has to reset the timeline in a couple of months. It's not,
Yeah.
Kidding.
It only takes him a couple of months to fuck up the whole time.
Well, you say like it's all. We say that like it's all on Perry. And trust me, you guys are doing your fair share. He's not.
Oh, I'm sure.
He is not lifting this load by himself. I will send you the radishes thing. I will forward that over to you, Frank.
I dropped it in the general chat.
Okay.
Are we the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse? Is that what this is?
No, I mean we could go that way if you really want.
That's.
Yeah, that radishes thing is top notch. That's some prime television there. That's high quality TV.
Wait. Cat booping another cat.
Where's this at in game?
Yeah, I'm putting it in game. I originally put it in general. I was like, I'll just put it in game.
Like it. Boop.
Frank said he's gonna be a couple seconds.
That's no problem. All right, so and that's fine. He's gonna be a couple seconds. It's fine. So you said you were going to. All right, so you pinged Mitzi, you pinged Silas. Silas, you don't recognize the face, although it does give you kind of a. How should I put this? You know what it does? You see the thing and it gives you a feeling. And the feeling makes you check the bars on your phone, which are fine. But the feeling makes you check the bars on your phone. It's not quite to the point. You know, I've started to realize, I think I mentioned a couple days ago that I have like this thing on my watch that tracks my stress levels throughout the day. And like it spikes when I wake up and then it drops a little bit, and then it spikes when I get to work and it drops. And there's certain things. I think some of it is like the actual vibration of my watch telling me when I have, like you've got a message notification. Zzz, zzz.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a good reaction to that all the time. I don't want to miss it. I don't want to shut it off, but I don't have a great reaction to that. One of my most comforting ones are when my phone buzzes and my watch doesn't, because I know that's TikTok, because I don't have TikTok notifications going on my watch. Because then at least I know what it is. I don't have to look. I feel like there was a point to this. I feel like it's getting to the point where whenever Caleb sends a message to Silas, Silas just sort of automatically, while he's looking at the message, also checks the bars on his phone.
Right. Looking at the picture, I'm gonna go back through my phone and look at the pictures of the people whose statues I took in Sentinel Park and see if any of those are this person.
They don't, but assess the situation. Or you know what? Mm-hmm. Actually, I'm not sure if it is assess the situation. Give me a hot second. There's a roll, but I'm not sure if it's assess the situation.
Because you just dropped my superior down, so
I know.
That.
I know. That thing. It certainly can be. It may be that this is the best roll. It's a wash, really, because it's either that or unleash your powers for like sort of expanding your senses. But I think it's probably assess. So why don't you? It's a 0 either way. So.
Well, that's a miss.
Now wait though, because you had.
Because he has +1 going forward.
He has +1 going forward about this. Yep.
Oh yeah.
I made a note about this.
I just saw it in the thing.
This is just enough.
This is why, yeah, that gets you just to a 7. You get one question out of that list. Off of the assess
list.
Off the assess list. Here. Yes, please.
What here is the biggest threat?
Okay. So You guys had nailed down that this is probably, well, yeah, according to Caleb's visions on this thing, this is his mom like taking people away and leaving these statues left in Sentinel Plaza. So the biggest threat, if this is connected in some way, shape, or form, would be her. So good question. And also, so tuck this away on your notes field or something like that. That the +1 applies now to whatever your next roll is. That applies to dealing with his mom as a threat. Okay, but aside from that, assessing the situation, he's like, does this remind you of anything? And you're scrolling down through the thing, and then you flip back to his picture, and it's a picture of that missing poster, right? And it's from 3 days ago. There's no way it's going to be somebody from the park because you were there more than, or was it more than 3 days ago? I think it's pretty close, isn't it?
I think it was more than 3 days ago. I think it was like 4 days ago. It's
because I would have walked
Tuesday?
past it. Yeah, I would have walked
Yeah.
past it to get to Caleb's place when we went there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but it's all foggy then. You can't necessarily see all the stuff. You're
Also,
looking at it and you're
Mitzi doesn't
thinking,
name- right.
if this guy was abducted just a few days ago, he wouldn't have been in these pictures, but you could go look.
Hmm.
You feel like that may be a fruitful line of inquiry or something.
Okay.
Night right off, but give me a second. Or you just don't respond and go and look.
I in a moment of selfishness, I think Silas decides that he needs a win for himself. And so he's going to kind of, without talking to the rest of the team, go and check it out.
Okay. This is going to be overcome an obstacle, but since you're dealing with a particular thing, that with this thing, you can roll that +1 forward because this is dealing with his mom. So because you're overcoming the obstacle of the park, okay? So I'm going to have you roll freak, but +1, but with a +1 modifier on the thing. Let's see where we get. See what that looks like.
It's a hit.
That's a hit. That is a hit. All right. When you unleash your powers to overcome an obstacle, on a hit you do it. On a 7 to 9, mark a condition, or I can tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary. I think unstable will present itself readily to us by you going into the spooky, mist-filled, possibly haunted, probably infested park thing to look at stuff at night, or picking up a condition. So I mean, I can see lots of different ways that which feels better to you.
I could probably
unstable probably means picking up some unwanted attention, but or something along those lines, like as you're trying.
Well, he's pretty sneaky, so I think that he would do a good job of like not picking up attention, but I think I could probably pick up afraid because
this place is creepy as hell.
Yeah, and again, he's not really like he's still not used to dealing with like extra dimensional like magic dark shit. He's just a normal kid from Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay.
So
the shots that we get of Silas are all kind of just shots of Silas, like moving down through here, and he's got the pictures and some notes on and he's kind of going through it, and he's like outside the thing, and you see him kind of like going like moving into the mist and stuff, and we see him like kind of moving by touch and verifying various statues, and we see finally at one point like him looking up and going like he's looking up and there's like shadow falling across his face like this kind of a thing, and then the next thing we see is a bloop message thing to Caleb, and Caleb opening up, and it's an image, and it's a picture of the same guy, but he's a statue. So you sent the message off to Silas saying, "Does this look familiar?" And about 25 minutes later, Silas texts back with a picture of a statue from the park. And then probably about like 10 seconds after that, this one's new. We'll assume that you got in and out, Silas. So you're kind
Okay.
of over by. So while this was going on, because I said like 25 minutes, so you were checking this thing out and you were sending a couple texts. What did you do after that? After you had kind of like sent out a couple of text messages, you know.
Um.
No, I'm sorry. I was speaking to Caleb on this one. Like after that,
yeah.
after you kind of got the balls very, like hang on a minute, and then Silas said, hang on a minute. Like then what? Like what's this? What do you do next?
And then I went back to the sanctuary.
Okay.
And as soon as I'm just kind of hanging out there, like waiting for a response. As soon as I get a text from him that shows me that picture, I'm gonna go look out into the statues in my sanctuary and see if anything has changed there, or if there's any differences from mine.
The view out of your sanctuary is the original park, right?
Yeah.
No, everything's the same there.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. I don't know what's happening. Everything's terrifying.
If you check, though, I will say this, like, if you get this thing, it's like, this one's new, and you, like, go out and look out the window, it's like, no, that one's right. You step out into Dad's office and look out in the window, you see Silas coming out of there, like, at a pretty good run. Like, if you've ever been that kid that went down and did the little, like, ran down in the basement for something that Mom and Dad needed, and then when you come back up the steps and you're absolutely sure that if you miss a step, the thing behind you is going to get you, it's kind of that.
Okay, so as I see him running, I'm gonna pop Ted from where I am, and I'm gonna like have him pop up right next to like Silas, like playing
You think
with him.
and I think it's adorable that you think that's going to calm him down.
I don't think it's gonna calm him down. I want to get his attention. Like, and so he just gets a tentacle tapping him on the shoulder.
He pulls
He like turns around and swings.
You straight up, you clock Ted right in the tentacle mouth, and he spins and just like,
it's like floating in midair. It's like
he's just like,
it's like punching a helium balloon.
you can see his eyes are still spinning in his head after he stops. He's like, whoa.
And he just goes.
Yeah, Mom has been super active, Will says, and I would have to agree. So yeah, he like you pull up underneath like a street light where you park the bike, and you're like, and it's like, it's a spin kick in there. He's got great form.
I'm really glad that Ted is just a like psychic energy construct.
Yes, he's not like he didn't actually like hurt a random wild animal. He's just like a thing.
It's this like, you didn't break my nose.
Do you then tap on the window so like from where you are up in Dad's office?
Yeah, like Ted points up to my dad's office. He's like,
I look up.
It kind of luminesces to do like a little brrr, brrr, like pointing that, like does a little cephalopod luminescence.
And I like open the window and I'm like, get up here.
I like still looking at you, pull out my phone and call you. Like across the street.
My phone is in the portal. I can't answer it.
After you don't pick up, I just like put it down and I just
Ted is gonna tap you on the shoulder and just kind of slap you on the forehead.
There's nothing so current day as being on the phone with somebody that you're looking at as you're walking. Like I pick up my daughter from the bus and we're like talking on the phone. And I'm driving up to her and she's still talking to me. Like you're gonna be in the car in a hot second. And she keeps talking while she's like opening up the back and putting her backpack in. She's getting into the car. She sets it down. She finally hangs up once the feedback starts. Like, anyway.
That's amazing.
And I think in the middle of this, you actually get a text from Mitzi being like, "Hey, are you home yet?" Like, question mark.
Oh shit! You were gonna text me. You guys.
Everything okay?
We all legitimately forgot to. That's the best
text back. Sorry. ... Got sidetracked. ... Be home soon.
Okay.
Stop to kiss and tell with Caleb. Delete.
Friend.
Several people are typing. Anyway, still one of my favorite images. Okay.
So I'm gonna go back into the sanctuary and wait for him. If he doesn't show up, he doesn't show up. But like,
Yeah, I will go.
Mitzi. Okay, so it's been a half an hour. He should have certainly been home by now. Sorry, got sidetracked.
But I did. But she's in the group chat that I would have sent the picture to, right?
No, y'all are doing like
yeah,
individual
I
texts.
sent that to us individually.
Yeah.
Woof.
Woof. Yeah.
Yeah, so she was like, "Are you alive? Did you get home?" And her, she's like, "I'm worried." Like,
you ever get mad at your own character? Why you gotta keep fucking shit up, dude? Like you're getting so close and you keep fucking it up.
That's right. That's the pull quote for the entire, like, probably Masks as an RPG, but certainly for this session. Just that's the moment of silence. You ever get mad at your own character? And it's not because the dice are bad, not because I keep missing, but just their life choices, just where they've ended up as a person. Anyway.
yeah, she's probably at home just cleaning. Hey, we got a Perry. Frank.
A wild Perry
Did we
appeared.
get a Perry?
Hello.
Yeah.
I have noise suppression off. I have. This is me enjoying myself.
It was amazing.
And not swimming while my family swims, because this is more fun for me than that.
I want to say for the record though, I've resigned myself to the fact that if I ever meet your family, that your wife is just gonna slap me. Probably follow it with a hug, but it's basically gonna go, "Oh yes, it's lovely to meet you."
You're the one.
Whap. And I will probably
my wife's
deserve it.
retribution is much more subtle.
Okay, that doesn't help me feel better. I don't know if you were aiming for that, you missed.
I guess what I'm saying is that it would be directed at me, and you would get the edge of it, but it would still leave a mark.
That's fair. And it would be deserved. Okay.
Fair enough.
So, Mitzi, what do you?
Well, she texted Perry the cat emoji.
Right. Perry, so you end up back in your back in the Perry bunker. We're gonna get you off the kitchen, off of Mitzi's kitchen here.
For the record, events have conspired so that our hoped for meetup has not actually happened yet, right?
Yeah, because we're still kind of in that night and things keep happening.
Right.
So you're back, and you do, like, probably about the same time that you get back to your place, you get like the cat emoji thing, or not the emoji, the GIF from Mitzi.
I heard that out of the corner of my ear. That was the gentle, "Hey, I'm checking in on you. How you doing?"
Yeah, the GIF is the cat jumps up on the bed with another cat and boops the cat on the nose and then walks off.
Nice. All right.
So I don't know. What are you doing? How do you react to that?
Okay. Let's see. So I weathered my powerful blow by
lashing
hurting my
out.
friend.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Like you do when you're, well, any age, I guess, really. And I have made it back to the bunker, right?
Yep.
And I see my cat emoji as I get down in there, and my phone switches from the ambient whatever the hell halcyon thing that he's on to his own little secure Wi-Fi thing that he's got down there, and that comes up, and it's like, remind me what conditions I've got right now. I think it's like, is it afraid and guilty?
I think so. Let me look. Afraid and guilty. You are correct. And just in case you're feeling you're in the mood to do other unhelpful but helpful things. Clearing afraid can be cleared by running away from something difficult, and guilty can be cleared by making a sacrifice of some kind to absolve your guilt. I'm sure that we've never done, none of us have ever done anything like that to feel better. I wonder if they have like comfort shopping on there? I wonder what comfort shopping would drop in.
Well, I'm not.
Comfort and support role for yourself.
Yeah, I think that's probably making a sacrifice by spending money that you don't have on stuff that you don't need so you can feel better. That's probably.
Yeah,
I'm comfortable with afraid and guilty right now because I think that's a good place to be given where things are.
Mo gave the shoulder shrug of like, I just came here to play a game and I'm feeling so attacked right now, and I'm like, I'm right here with you in the boxing ring, so it's okay.
So yeah, there's a moment of I'm an asshole because deep down I still know that the reason I am here with them is because they are the ones who can help me fix whatever the hell it is that is wrong, that I still haven't quite figured out what it is yet. But they are the key. That's the one, like if I have an anchor point, it is that these three people is who is going to help me sort this out, right?
Sure, yes. And probably because they were involved, well, I mean, it's a loop, right? So by definition, loop 0 had to have involved them in the first place.
Exactly.
Call that a comfort if you will, but for whatever reason, you have always been part of their, I mean, you have always been a group in all of these loops. So the reason that they're in the loop now is because you always were, and that makes you feel maybe a little bit better because
we'll always have Paris.
Yeah, at least that is a thing here, and I'm just modifying your head loop here a little bit while I'm messing with your little mental loop programming that sits on the side of the screen.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to read that down for me, unfortunately. Sorry.
10 is Revenant's mom, then 20 is Vigil, then 27 is Zhao Da. Timeline Dissolve is 30. Metatemporal Director Infinity is still 35, but it's gotten like 5 Interrobangs after it. Then Transcendent, then Zhao Da again.
Did you paste that from my in the
yes,
game chat?
I went and found it. Yeah. Then Transcendent, then Zhao Da again, then Monkeys, then Clarity with 1 Interrobang, then Zhao Da has been crossed out and replaced with another loop on Dr. Infinity and more Interrobangs, and then go to 10. So, yeah.
Yep.
So what do you think? Are you responding? Are you processing?
I need to respond. I think I had the ride home from when Revenant split until Perry got home was the processing time.
Okay, good.
And now that's like the little boop snoot is the exact gentle tap that he needed to get him back into, we got to get the band back together. Like the 4 of us need to be in one place to compare notes and figure out what we're going to do next so that, among other things, Vigil doesn't have to die for my mistakes again.
Among other things.
Right. So text goes out.
1 second. I'm going to do one thing here. Mitzi. Yep. I would like you to roll comfort and support.
With an emoji?
You know what? Tell me that it doesn't help sometimes to just have somebody go, that one little thing that you know they're going to understand.
Cute animals.
That means it means I'm checking in to make sure you're okay. I know I'm simplifying it. Sometimes it's a big role playing thing. Sometimes it's just something from Cozy Town.
Yeah.
And in this case, this is kind of a Cozy Town thing.
Right.
A picture's worth 1,000 words.
Mutter.
How many SMSs is the perfect emoji worth?
It didn't hit. So.
Do you have influence over Perry?
I do actually. Yeah. Wait,
7.
No. Yes, I do. Yeah. Okay.
7.
I want to roll up, but yeah.
It got you just up to a 7. I'm gonna start.
Yeah.
We're gonna remember these things. So comfort and support on.
They hear you. Mark potential clear condition or shift labels if they open up to you.
Okay, so this thing, as Frank said, kind of knocks him out of his fugue state, his processing state, and
sometimes you need to be hit across the nose with a 2x4, and other times you just need a little boop snoot.
So she's doing the boop snoot. She's got the roll out there, but you're going to do a group thing, and then I want to see if you respond at all directly to Mitzi. But like, what's the group thing?
The group thing is, hey, ellipsis, can we get the band back together? Question mark.
Any more context on that? Like,
so that goes out first. 3 minutes later, like literally, well, maybe not 3 minutes. 3 minutes subjective is, wait, someplace private we can talk.
I'm just going to type sanctuary as a response.
Sanctuary!
Like, my place.
Do you respond?
OMW space ETA space the number of minutes it takes Perry to get there, minus 3.
Do you respond at all directly to Mitzi's little boop snoot?
Oh, yes. Response to Mitzi's boop snoot directly to her is it starts out as emoticons and then wait, no, that's Frank, not Perry. No, it's emojis, and it is the blushing thank you smile, the I'm sorry. I forget which one is I'm sorry, but it's like the very contrite, sort of eyes down, apologetic one. And then, is there like a thank you emoji? I don't know, but whatever the thank you with, like, emoji is, yeah, the like thank you.
Yeah.
And then whichever color heart denotes friendship.
It's got to be
rather than love.
It's got to be the pinky purpley one because that's Mitzi's color.
Yeah, yeah. That makes sense. Whichever heart most closely matches in hue and intensity the color of her when she goes supernova, which also to Perry means you're the best. Thank you. You're awesome.
Okay. In combination with the direct message and the fact that he wants everybody to get together, does this count as him opening up to you? Yes, you get to say.
I don't think really, because it's
the Sinky Shark? I'm not sure where the Sinky Shark ended up. Let me see.
You can
there it is.
You can ping him.
Sinky Shark, Sinky Shark, Sinky Shark. Okay.
All right. So we can. It's fine. If you don't think so, you can always you can reach for a little bit more. You can text him he shot you emojis. It's not quite exactly opening up. So you could
Right. So what the hell does that mean?
You could poke him a little bit more. It's or not.
It's gonna send this gift from.
Remember in episode 0 when we decided that Perry was the one that Mitzi hung out with the most. And remember that we haven't hung out once since then.
Yeah.
All right. Flip back over to the game thing and look at the last gift that she sends you in response to the thing.
What does it mean?
What does that mean? So, do we get a response? Did we get a different response then?
Yeah. You get a text that says, I was a jerk, and I'm sorry. It wasn't fair to anybody, most of all, comma, well, ellipsis, everybody, period. But, comma, yeah. Thank you, comma, that boot snoot was exactly what I needed right now. Period. It's the tough love wrapped in a gentle, like he's probably like dictating this, so you're getting a little bit of the stream of consciousness in the
Sure.
thing.
Oh yeah.
Which is why I'm saying like you get where the punctuation and stuff is by.
Yeah.
Well, I also like that it calls out how much
Out of character,
punctuation Perry uses in his text messages above and beyond what most people would.
Right. Yeah. So, thank you, and we really need to get together ASAP space PDQ space with the quickness space yesterday, if not sooner. Space. Please? Question mark?
Does that count?
And then the next one comes. Wait. I mean all of us, not just you and me. Sorry if that was weird.
Oh my God! You unleashed.
Oh my God.
You unleashed stream of consciousness texting Perry.
It's like 20 texts in a row.
It's every one of these is like 3 or 4 lines.
There's definitely one that was like that. Sorry, there was definitely one that was like that, and then there was like flip, that.
Her phone just going off. She's like, "Oh my God!" Again.
It's like
I will
that's all you're
emoji him again.
That's all you're gonna like. Sends the image that says that's all you're gonna give me, and oh, if only you knew what you had just asked for.
Never ask Perry, what does that mean? That's what I learned from this.
For comfort and support,
if you think that's weird, I didn't even get into the universal electron.
Oh no.
God.
There.
So Perry, you can
ratio.
you can clear a condition, and you can just say that opening up to the thing. Yeah, she did a comfort and support. She made you feel better.
Yeah. What do you make
So
rid of?
you can clear a condition, or shift your labels, or mark potential. One of those things.
Let's get rid of afraid.
I like it. Okie dokie. I'll uncheck it. Beautiful. And
then she'll go to the group chat and be like, "Oh, are we tonight?" Question mark.
where is Perry's interrobang when you need it? Like
Perry replies, "Sooner would be better." Not that I. Next text. I really don't want to reset us again.
Mitzi, have you ever snuck out of the house before?
Yeah, whenever her parents said that they were moving and she overheard them, and that's when she snuck out of the house.
Yeah.
Does anything come over the mental ping that you're like trying to climb down a trellis or something?
It's a ranch. She doesn't.
She also flies, so she doesn't.
Yeah, but I was just thinking, like, if you need a quiet way out, Harry could help with that.
It's called lifting off the ground and floating out.
Okay, fair enough.
Let's not talk about the ways in which Mitzi
Harry
could make
help.
it. Well, let's talk about the ways in which Mitzi could make it very, very easy to leave the house and nobody would be the wiser. Starting with, I can simply float out the window, to I can like take a quick breather in the backyard, to I could mind wipe everybody in the family and just forget about this evening ever happening. I mean, there's a scale, is what I'm trying to say. There's a.
She hasn't mind wiped anyone, so like.
Ever?
I don't even think that's a possibility.
Yet.
Really?
Yet.
Okay. She's gonna end up Hermioneing her parents.
I want you to recall,
Oh,
lose control of your powers in a terrible way is an option that exists in this game.
Oh God.
And it's sort of a failure and success state for a Nova. So.
And I suppose, does it need to be stated that Harry could also remind you that that's a possibility, that you haven't considered it? Not that I would, but I could.
I don't think she would even think of that. If it happens, it happens. But I don't think she'd like purposely do that.
Are you going to slip away from?
Yeah, she's gonna sneak out of the house.
Okay, just before you're about ready to like sneak out, you get on the door on the frame of your room. It's Dad.
And she's like tosses her phone. Like she's like, oh, hey, and she like puts her phone down.
That's good. We haven't had game night in a long time. It was fun. We should do that more often.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Hmm.
I wish Luca and Julian were here, but
it was fine. It was fine for first time. Next time Silas comes over, we can. It's better he gets everybody in smaller doses, probably.
Yeah, we're a lot.
Yeah,
and
he
that's
seems.
Just it's not even the whole family.
He seems able to handle it, though. I think it's nice that you're making connections with new people at the school. He's into art. He's murdering Spanish a little bit more than you are, but at least he's taking it, so that's...
Why do I need to take it in school when Abuela just yells at me in Spanish and makes me watch telenovelas?
We don't need to know everything that she knows. That's not going to be helpful in a workplace environment. Abuela is not helpful in a workplace environment.
Yeah.
No, it's good. I think it's good. It's good. Just he's very nice. He's a very nice boy. I think he's gonna go far. He's sharp. He keeps up. It's good that you're making these connections. He's a little bit. I'm a big boy. I can handle that. My daughter likes maybe a little dangerous friend at school. That's fine. But you could, maybe we'll make this the high bar for that, and you don't have to go any more dangerous than this with your friends that you bring. The one with the mohawk. I'm glad he wasn't the one that came over by himself. That would have been. No, thank you.
Caleb, yeah, he's a sweet guy. He just looks like
he definitely is. He is much nicer than he looks. But I'm glad that you took it easy on your dad when you brought over one solo that wasn't Mad Max. So just can we agree on that? Like this is the high bar for dangerous boy.
I mean, now that you put a high bar, I don't know. Maybe
just stay under
maybe
that.
Not.
This is limbo. This is go underneath that. Just keep it.
I don't know. We'll see. And then he's just sort of like poking fun at her dad.
For me, a little bit less. Yes, you hit a 7.
Look, you didn't say anything about Julian's girlfriend last year, who had like all those facial piercings and like tattoos and stuff.
It's because I have a clear gender bias that I am still working on as a grown man, and I'm going to get better, but I am not better right now because you're my little baby girl. So,
I'm glad you recognize it, Dad.
Doesn't mean I'm going to change my behavior. But it's good that you're making. It's good that you're making friends. I like them. I like them all, even the weird one. So, they're all very nice, and you should bring them by again. As long as we just bring it down. He is going to try and shift your labels.
Oh gosh. Okay.
He wants to bring your danger down and your mundane up.
Yep.
I mean, it's good.
Sean's making notes. He knows how this is. He knows how they're going on this.
Yeah, I'm tracking this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. She's gonna go with it because it's her dad. She's not exactly gonna fight him, but like looking statistic-wise, it's very oof.
Yeah, I mean you don't have to. You can push back a little bit. It's fine.
No, this is great. It's so her mundane's now a +2, y'all.
Yeah.
Just FYI.
That's
I think
pretty
that's
good.
an all-time record for a Nova.
That's good stuff. I like Novas with low freak and low danger. It means you guys, I mean, honestly, it doesn't matter a heck of a lot with Novas because they've got burn and they've got flares and they can kind of make dice. As long as they're willing to pay the price for auto success, you get auto successes. You just automatically are taking conditions too into the mix. So it's that's how a lot of that stuff is built. So
And while he's talking to her, her phone buzzes with text.
All right. Just I'm gonna go to bed. Don't stay up too late texting your friends, your friend or friends, groups or otherwise. Don't stay up too late.
All right. Okay.
All right. Good night. And he comes over, gives you a hug.
Love you.
Love you too. He walks out. All right. He's funny. It's funny because when he's talking on the phone, he is like absolutely Midwestern news announcer accent. And when he gets home, he picks up all of his family accent, kind of a thing. It's like my wife.
Switching.
Yeah, code switching, of course. I don't know if I get to call it code switching, but my wife can always tell when I'm on the phone with my family.
Yeah.
Yeah. Partly because my conversation level goes up like 20 decibels because my dad and I like love each other and don't disagree on anything, but we agree at the top of our lungs. So, yeah.
My wife's voice when she's talking on the phone to coworkers or talking in a mix of English and Japanese to her family is completely different.
Yeah,
so, yes.
For sure. Code switching. Yeah. I don't think I get to call it that, but it's fine. Anyway, all right. So you slip out.
Yeah,
I'm certainly not going to make you roll for that. That's
just make sure that she texts like as soon as he leaves. She texts Perry. She's like, "I'm away soon."
I didn't want to interrupt the scene. I just thought it would be comedy if you got a text while you were talking to your dad.
Yeah.
So.
And she also grabs her backpack just in case she needs her suit, which she doesn't know if she does or not. So she'll just grab her backpack just in case.
Okay.
At what point does Perry make a quote unquote obvious future tech suit for the other three?
I mean,
why hasn't
maybe we can have this conversation. And
That's true. That's true.
Do you grab like the wingsuit backpack addendum and bring it over when you're all coming together, or is that still not quite ready yet?
Because I've already picked out a move to make it make sense statistically. So,
do you have the points to get the move?
I hopefully will at the end of this session.
I can also remind him that it's a thing that he could do if it comes to that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then he can bring it. You can grab that in the backpack and.
I'm bringing that. Oh Jesus! And then I realize I like the perfect weight when it's distributed on your body, but if you're just like lugging it around, oh criminy.
But I love that. I love him leaving the bunker and then go. Oh, crap, grab the backpack,
yes,
shut the thing off, come back. Perry leaves his bunker 3 times every time he leaves his bunker. Yeah.
Maybe even 6, because it's definitely the ADHD leaving the house multiple times.
Oh, forgot my wallet. Oh, shit, need my phone. Oh,
yeah.
Keys.
Yep. I have an electric vehicle now. The number of times that thank God that thing has a thing where it's like you start to turn it on and it's like, dude, you haven't unplugged yet. And it's a very loud warning. For don't pull away, you're still plugged in.
That's a good warning.
Yeah. The thing is smarter than I am, which is good because I have a lot to learn. But anyhow,
okay, so we're heading to the sanctuary.
Before they get here, I would like to have a conversation with Silas.
Okay, can we take a 5-minute break? 3 minutes. Take a short break. It seems like a really good time to do it. Can I say for the record, I am loving this session a little bit. Like
it's really good.
I am liking all the beats. But yeah, let's.
I'm digging the beats too, and apologies for the extent to which I helped or hindered that with my locational challenges this morning.
I love the fact that we are able to.
You being poolside in California is not like a challenge for location. Okay?
Well, yeah, but I mean, when we started, I mean, we were supposed to meet our friends here. We're quite a bit earlier this morning, and events conspired. So when I logged on at 10, I was still loading the car, and we were supposed to be here already. So anyway,
it is what it is.
And also,
honestly,
look at that.
Nice.
That's really rough.
Yeah, sorry.
I deeply appreciate that we can make this work pretty consistently, even when there's little things to overcome and stuff like that. So that is all.
I
good
haven't
for
checked.
me.
I need to double check my itinerary for the gig that I'm leaving on Wednesday. But if a week from today is a port day, I will absolutely Wi-Fi in from wherever ridiculous Central American or Caribbean place we have to be, just to be like Neener.
We'll worry about it when we get there. All right, let's take 5. Actually, let's take
7.
However long this. Hang on, I need to look.
If I'm not back in 5 minutes, wait longer.
Just wait long. Well, yeah.
You don't have to wait for me. You never wait for me.
I'm gonna loop that one.
We'll wait for you, Frank.
You don't have to. I'm taking the phone with me, and I will absolutely mute before I find the little boy's room.
All right.
Oh, so we're leaving now? Okay, cool. All right, bye.
Oh, hey, sorry for interrupting you earlier, Joyce. Yeah, take your time.
No, it's all good. What interrupting? I don't remember what are you talking about?
I interrupted. I started talking right after you did because my brain didn't catch that's what was happening, and I didn't stop because my brain was like, finish the sentence, Andrew.
Oh,
I was like,
the thing with need to talk to Silas?
it was before that.
Oh, I think I'm good because I didn't really even realize what you were doing.
Well, I mean, just because you're okay with it doesn't mean that I shouldn't recognize it so I don't do it to other people too.
Fair enough.
Apologizing to everybody when I notice it happens.
Fair enough.
That's kind of my thought process.
No, this isn't.
Mo, those buns are adorable and I love them.
I decided since I was up at like 4 a.m., I gotta keep myself active somehow, so I was working on my hair.
So if you were up at 4 a.m., there was a 30-minute window where we could have been chatting before I went to bed and after you woke up.
Yeah, no. So actually, I woke up, and so I was like, okay, just gonna because I woke up at 4:30. I was like, oh god. And so I was like on my phone looking around, and I realized that people were we have a hangout chat in Utopia, just because people like to chat, hang out and stuff.
Yeah.
And they were playing Pokemon. What's the new Pokemon game called?
Sword and Shield, maybe, or I don't know.
Or
no, there's one where you can do it's like a
thing.
Hang on one second.
Running around with your Pokemons and you
Let's
go.
Pokemon Let's Go.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, so there's Pokemon Let's Go, Pokemon Sword and Shield, those are the latest 3, I believe.
Pokemon Unite.
Pokemon
Unite.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah,
that's the one. You're doing it's like Dota or it's a MOBA. Yeah.
So they were playing that, and I was like, they know I'm an early bird. They all know. They make fun of me because we'll high five caretakers in the morning because they'll go to bed and I wake up. So I'm like, hey, what's going on in here? They're like, Mo, what are you doing up? I'm like, oh, you see, I went to bed at 10, and my body's like, hey, you want to wake up now? And I was like, no. And it's like, well, too bad. Up.
I have an observation, and this is something that is very important to me, Joyce. You know what Dota is?
Yes.
You play Dota?
No.
Do you play? Have you played?
I don't. I've done Heroes of the Storm. The one that my daughter and I bonded over that we really still makes us super sad that it doesn't open anymore. Is DC had this one called Infinite Crisis.
Yes, Crisis. I know which one you're talking about.
And it's a MOBA thing that's all DC flavored, and oh my god, we loved that so much. It was so much fun. We really, really super enjoyed playing it, and then they just decided they didn't want to do it anymore. And we're every so often we're reminded that game exists, and we both get kind of sad.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, we definitely, and we've thought about poking our heads. And my son plays the Pokemon one, and we've considered that a little bit because we did have such a good time with it. But this is a terrible backdrop, but for right now it'll work.
I think that's very fitting.
Yeah.
Looks great.
Trying to find, yeah.
Except instead of dolphins, they're mantis shrimp.
Weird little encephalopody thing. Incidentally, I had shrimp in my last Starforge game. They were just the size of whales and bigger than my ship.
Oh, so Caleb shrimp.
Fantastic.
And they were in space. And fluorescing, and they were fluorescing from the activity of my engines nearby, which attracted something much sort of the equivalent of a baleen whale of space coming after them, which is not great when they're as big as your ship and your ship is also in the way. But
yeah, that's terrifying.
Starforge, it does stuff. Anyway. So I need to. If I find this weird thing, I have to shut off my camera and turn it back on to see everybody's not everybody's camera refreshes for me. It's entirely a me problem.
Oh, it's Discord. Discord's just funky.
Yeah,
I feel like the universe is punishing me for bragging about where I am right now because I have so much sunscreen in my eyes right now. Just like I'm like I'm sorry I bragged about where I was.
I use for my face. I use well, you could look at me and go, "Do you use sunscreen on your face, really?" Because it doesn't seem like you do. But I use like a stick, looks like a deodorant.
I've used those before. Yeah,
because they don't run quite as much into my eyes, and
I think I'm gonna have to do something similar. Because space was at a premium, I packed the thinnest one I had, which was a aftershave sunscreen combo, which I normally just put where I shave, but I also put it sort of on my forehead today.
It's a bad idea.
I usually cover up rather than lather or smear, and
yeah,
mistakes were made.
Regrets are felt. All right, yes. So you wanted to, Caleb wanted to talk to Silas before everybody else got there, and you certainly have the window in which to do that. So what's going on there?
So I'm hanging out in the sanctuary, and I'm guessing Ted is coming up. Ted is coming up with him.
Yes, enter Silas checking bars. It's like exit right pursued by bear, but enter Silas checking bars. It's a similar thing.
Tracks.
Yep. Yeah. All right.
What's up?
Silas, 3 things. First, sorry for scaring you with Ted. Second, you should apologize to Ted.
Keeping in mind that Ted is entirely entirely your own psychic construct.
Yeah, that means he punched my brain, okay?
He kind of rolls his eyes and he says, "Sorry, Ted."
Sorry, Ted. I love it.
Ted nuzzles your shoulder and then goes away because he knows you don't really like him.
Perry, did you just say "mean it"?
only if I'm in range.
No, I'm not pushing my luck. I did not expect Ted to get the apology, so I'll take what I can get.
I just love that.
I'm happy with this.
Say you're sorry. I'm sorry. Now mean it. Full dad mode there. All right,
100%.
Okay. And now for the real stuff, though. You need to tell us, at least one of us, if you're going to go into crap like that alone. I know you're fully capable of dealing with it, but if something happens to you and we don't know where to find you, we can't come help. Take care of your own stuff, that's fine, but you let one of us know where you're going. I know this is the worst older brother dumb thing ever, but we care about you. We love you, man. Don't do that. I'm not going to say you can't go alone. I can't stop you from going alone, but at least just be like, I'm going here, I'll be back. If you text me that, I will not say anything. I will not do anything unless you ask for help. But we got to know where you are if something goes wrong. Because if we need you, we got to be able to find you. I had no idea where you were for the last 30 minutes after I sent you that picture. You got to give me something. Okay?
I'm just going to say that feels an awful lot like a provoke.
It does feel a lot like a provoke.
It's not going to work, but okay.
So like I said, where's the line between comfort and support? Provoke.
He's trying to get me to do something, so
that's true.
At least agree to something. It
Silas feels like have a great history with
listening. It's a bad time to mention that I've put temporal and geospatial locators in all of the stuff that I'm building for you guys.
Oh, good.
Maybe just don't tell us that.
Yeah. Okay.
That sounds like something to keep in the background so you can justify a roll later.
Okay, so. Oh, I'm trying to provoke somebody?
Yeah, so you roll you roll superior.
Hang on. I physically.
But you get a bonus if you have influence over him. You get a +1.
Oh, good. So I only get a -3.
Are you also? Yeah. So superior, -2, and guilty, and but you get a +1. -3. Yeah.
Awesome.
This should go really well. I have every faith in you.
Hang on. +1. It's my. Nope. Knew that wasn't gonna work. Because my goal wasn't to like the goal wasn't to provoke him to do something. This was more of a like, I wanted you to know that people care about you more than like you matter to us and we want you to be safe, but we also don't want to take away your freedom.
Yes. I haven't thought about this.
It does make sense that he might have taken it as a provoke. So yeah, that's perfectly reasonable.
Well,
entirely.
Yeah, like he's been had people that he doesn't like telling him what to do his entire life, and
yeah, I get it. No, your logic makes perfect sense. But like that's the disconnect between our two characters. Is I'm trying to like, hey, we love you, we care about you, we want you to like be safe, but we don't want you to like feel like you can't go do your own thing. And you're just like, don't fucking tell me what to do.
It's just the only part. Yeah, the only part of that he heard was you need to tell us whenever you're doing anything. That's the only part that he heard.
Yeah, probably.
And as Sean to Andrew, I'm very sorry for what's about to happen.
Why are you sorry at all?
Because I got a condition that looks like it needs to be cleared. And so.
Oh.
And so, Silas is going to clear angry by lashing out.
Okay.
And I feel really bad because this is the second time this happened to you this session. But
you talking about?
But yeah, he just looks at Caleb and he says, "Listen, I don't need anybody to tell me what to do. I can handle my own shit. So if all you did was call me up here to berate me with your fish and slapping me across, I don't have time for it, okay?" And he just kind of like starts to storm off.
And you want to inflict a condition?
If that makes sense, but I was just clearing angry because he lashed out.
So I'll explain. And I should have done this before with Frank, but we didn't have the character sheets up in any case. If you want to inflict a condition, you absolutely can. It costs you your current active influence that you have over him. So you don't have influence anymore, but you inflict a condition. That's entirely up to you, but you can just use him to clearing your own condition is also fine. The scene is more than heavy with drama without that, but it depends on how far you want to take it.
I mean, he probably he probably says something hurtful to Caleb.
Okay.
Well, no, what you just said was hurtful to Caleb.
Okay, cool.
Because Caleb is now because Caleb is also angry, and so
I think Caleb takes insecure because that makes him more vulnerable to rejecting what other people say. Maybe.
Oh no! I'm now gonna I'm done with people lashing out at me when I'm just trying to fucking help.
Okay, that's fair.
I straight up close the portal as he going to be if that's all you fucking took from this, then you need to open your goddamn ears because you're not listening to the people who fucking give a shit about you. You pay the attention.
He's a race car and he's in the red.
He turns. Oh my god!
Because he was already
fucking get into a fight, aren't we?
Did you just pop your knuckles?
He turns around and he goes, "I did promise you I was going to teach you how to throw a punch," and he just decks him right in the face.
Oh my god!
I'm in. I throw the bets off. I'm like, all right, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna fucking do this.
All right, so this gets.
Is this when Minty gets there?
I closed the portal.
Oh, so that would be perfect.
Oh!
See,
you're inside before he could get out, right?
Yeah, I closed the portal.
Before
So
he
you
can leave, so you can yell at him.
How many times have I had to reset the timeline because these two idiots have killed each other?
No, not probably killed.
Yeah.
But also,
I forgot which game we were in for a second.
But also probably like caused irreparable harm that was like.
Right.
I can absolutely see a point where it's like things are like they're yelling in the background and you're like, pull out the thing, bleep, fuck.
Yeah, it's not necessarily that things were going horribly wrong. It's just
I don't want to deal with this.
Indy didn't want to fight the guy with the sword.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the story of how Silas and Caleb either become arch enemies or best friends. This is how it starts.
There's a lot of Cyclops Wolverine energy here.
There is a little bit.
Oh God, there really is. Jesus.
Okay.
The Cyclops could
But
make,
with you, you're a dick. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
I need to look. Give me a second here because this actually is not something I have had to worry about the rules for, but there are rules in here for it.
For punching each other?
Well, it seems like it would be an easy thing, but who rolls, right?
Yeah.
Right. And a lot of I will say this: there's a fair number of Powered by the Apocalypse game rules that don't necessarily spend a lot of time on the PvP aspects of it.
While you're looking that up, I'm curious, any of you who have more martial arts training than my sum total of 0, what school is it that teaches you how to throw a punch by teaching you how to take a punch?
School of Hard Knocks.
Yeah, I was like, just generally, just generally. I always tell people it's the most liberating feeling in the world to get punched in the face, and I feel like everyone should get punched in the face at least once, just so you know that you're not made of glass.
I got kicked in the face, so yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So my nose is broken.
So I just want to make this clear: being shot are totally cool. This is just a Caleb Silas thing because, sometimes it comes off like the players are at each other's throat, and that is not at all the case. I think this is amazing story content, and I'm loving it. So I just want to make sure that that's said.
I don't think anybody was unclear about that, but I think it's a good thing to say out loud anyway.
Yes. For the viewers at home.
No, and that's absolutely
How's it
excellent.
going?
Partly
is it a super bounce ball?
It's helpful for me for you to say that because your GM is in some game when the game is built that way is totally fine with it with the PvP when it's all in, but when you get the highly I don't mind a good game of Catan, but when things are like everyone's shouting at each other and it comes to fisticuffs in a game that does not normally point that way, your GM gets a little bit nervous.
The Doyce 151, page 151 apparently has the information.
151? I'm looking at 75 too, but
I'm looking at Reddit and trying to figure out
it depends. It depends on the game too, because they change. The page numbers change.
They're saying with the combat with the teacher, like a combat example with the teacher. I don't know.
Let me dig. It might be in the 151 in the old version of in the original version of the book. Yeah, there you go. PC versus PC.
I do I do want them to have a little bit of a fight.
Mm-hmm.
I think Missy is going to try to intercede by being knocking on the door, and then eventually trying to break into Caleb's brain to open up the portal.
So also, if you get there at the same time as Perry, Perry can get you in with a portal.
Perry can get you in too, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know those portals were the same.
They're not the same. They're not the same, but Perry
just knows how. Because I've taught Perry, we've had that, here's how you can get in through his own portals.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think that would be really good because I think maybe Perry shows up and she's like, "There's no door."
It absolutely tracks for the narrative that Perry was hounding you about ETA, and then we show up at the same time.
You're the one that's late now.
Right. Waiting for you now. I know it'd be way too small for you guys to see it if I move the camera over there, but there is either a red-tailed hawk or a ferruginous hawk riding an updraft, just looking for rodents, and it's gorgeous.
Oh,
Just like hovering. It's so cool.
I was at a cookout a week or two ago, and somebody had like this like tiny little like toy dog that was like made from a breeder or something. They were talking about how like it was a couple $1,000s or whatever, and like a couple minutes later, there's like a couple hawks that were like circling in the sky. I was like, you better get your dog. That thing will get snatched up.
Yep.
Like
everyone's
everyone's like laughing, like, yeah, it'd be funny if it's snatched up. I was like, yeah, it'd be funny until it happens.
Yeah.
Because it.
You don't understand
My
how
mom's-
Hawk's probably not big enough to actually pull it away because they don't have the mass, but it would absolutely pounce on it, kill it, and then do the wings spreading over. This is my food now. All y'all stay away.
For example, my mom's Pompu is like 5 pounds. She eats everything, but still she's big.
Yeah.
Like the front harness area. And she almost got picked up by an owl. Like
we have our neighbors, former neighbors that were right next to us before they moved. They had like 3 Pomeranians, and there were a couple of like all hands on deck, the klaxon going off, red light circling, because we're out there visiting over the fence and the dogs are kind of, and suddenly this owl came in, big wing flare, and it was a big son of a bitch, pulls up on a branch and just kind of turns around and like basically surveys the smorgasbord. And he's like, okay, thanks, gotta go by, and like vanished. Like he had to, come on, Mitzi, come on. And I'm sorry, that was actually the dog's name, not my fault. But yeah,
scary.
That's great.
Yeah, totally. Like, and I said, has that been a problem? He goes, yeah, we get prey birds over our backyard with a fair regularity. I don't usually let them out here by themselves, especially right in the morning, early, and at dusk. Anyway,
the couple of bands of coyotes that we have right near my house, and all of the various flavors of hawk that we have, got real adventurous. Well, a couple things happened to bring them closer in. One, we have fire season every year,
sure.
but also when pandemic lockdown was in full swing, and there were no cars anywhere, like people were like, don't let your kids play by themselves outside, because they are like, the coyotes are anyway.
Okay.
I almost petted a coyote once. Like straight up, like I was leaving a Burger King and a coyote came up to me.
Yikes.
I was like, hey baby, please no. And my sibling is right behind me because we're leaving like the Renaissance Fair, and it's like a 3-hour drive back home. I was like, all right, bud, gotta go. I don't got any fries for you. Like, walked away.
I love it. My ADHD empathetic. Here's something similar that happened to me one time. The one time I visited the Texas DR game, and I was doing my sneak thing around the outside of everything, had a ridiculously close and prolonged encounter with a fox.
Yeah, they were on the campsite.
Yeah, but like was close enough to me that it felt like a family pet. It was just really weird.
Yeah, I've seen people
like
have
I could tell it didn't want to come to. I mean, it didn't want to come closer to me than like the 6 or 7 feet that it was. But the fact that it was that close and just chilling next to me, that was weird.
If you ever want to own a fox, if you want to own a fox as a pet, find somebody who crossbreeds Pomeranians with Huskies, and you get a fox.
That's the same energy.
It looks exactly like a fox. Anyway,
That's
all right,
amazing.
we're gonna go on. All right,
That was a fun tangent.
There's 2 different ways. So obviously, directly engage is what Silas is doing, is what Birthright's doing right now. There's 2 ways to deal with that. Andrew, you can roll a defend to kind of defend yourself, although it feels a little, there's weird stuff happening there, some weird drug interactions. Alternately, you can burn your influence.
No running.
You
No running. Walk, please.
You can burn your influence to give him a -2, basically. Your influence will go away, but you can push his roll down by 2 that way. But first, you want to see how a punch looks?
Yeah.
It may not be very good. It could be high energy or high emotions. Bad.
I was gonna say,
swing.
I'm realizing now that I fucked up because not only do I have a -1 on danger, but I also took afraid.
So you're flailing. You're flailing. You're you know.
I fucked up.
This isn't the time when you're gonna look really awesome, but that's
Wonder why
fine.
it's so chilly.
I think it just tracks with the character so far.
Everything else going, yeah.
Oh, it's nicely easy.
All right, let's have it.
All right.
Let's see what you got. Let's see how it goes. Ooh.
Yep, we saw that coming from a mile
Now,
away.
what I'm curious about here,
I think it's funny how my dad and my aunt are really out here just to watch. Oh, for sure.
if this were, hey Frank, could you mute for a sec? Thank you, sir.
Do anything.
Thank you. Okay, so what? If this were an NPC right now, I would totally have you hit him anyway. So he's coming in, and I'll describe for Caleb. He's coming in, and he is clearly just flailing. This is not a martial arts attack. This isn't a I'm fighting troll thing. This is a pissed off dropping the backpack on the playground and flailing at your best friend when you had a disagreement on the playground on a bad day. Kind of. There isn't a lot of nuance. There's a lot of power behind it, but there's not a lot of nuance to it. My question is, do you let him have it? Do you let him have this swing? Or do you let him have it?
So I want to do both. Like, I'm gonna let him hit me because I know he needs to hit something right now, and he's still one of my he's still a good friend.
Yes.
Even if we're gonna knock each other senseless after this, it's gonna be good. But we need to do this. This needs to happen. So I'm gonna let him hit me, and it's gonna suck. But I'm gonna use that to clock him as hard as I can.
All right. So between the two of you, well, I shouldn't say that because Revenant in his battle vested thing, he's been in physical altercations before.
All I can think of, have you ever seen Dimension 20?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'm talking about where he's like, I have fought adults in parking lots. The Evan Cup scene.
He's like an American kid at like basically Hogwarts, and he's like, if we're gonna fight, I don't need magic. Like, I've fought adults in gas station parking lots. I'm not gonna cast magic. I'm just gonna beat the shit out of you. Like,
it's like, yeah.
The fight. So I'm gonna fast forward this a little bit, and Andrew, you don't need to roll because unless you really want to, you don't need to roll. Oh, hey, Silas, mark potential. You get to level.
yay.
Yay. It's ugly, and it's got all the nuance and technique of a mosh pit. When
It's like a haymaker.
Yeah, well, I mean, the whole fight has all the nuance of a mosh. It's a mosh pit when the skinheads show up and they aren't welcome, right? It's
Portuguese or whatever. They're just.
My wife and I have been watching Doom Patrol, and there's a scene in there where one of the characters that has some anger management issues is just hanging out in a punk thing, and some skinheads show up, and and they're making some comments, and she's like, "That seems weird. Doesn't seem right." I said, "Oh no, if they're doing this right, these guys are about to have a bad day." And just about then, the entire mosh pit descended on these two skinheads. Nice. It was like, yep, there it is. Yep. Anyway, so yeah, it's Caleb has that, like you said, he's fought adults in a parking lot. He's been in the mosh pit. He's had elbows smashed into the side of his head, just frequently not intentionally. That kind of stuff. He lands a couple of good shots on you, and you definitely feel it. But the thing that you remember, the thing that's sticking in your head while the fight is going on, is that first swing that you threw. And and you're kind of seeing it in the, like, he's been in fights, but you process fights, right? You're playing them back over. You're doing the post game analysis.
The Sherlock Holmes thing.
Yeah, you're seeing all of it, and what you saw was you throwing the punch that he should have moved out of the way of, and he just closed his eye on that side and let you have it. And you saw him let you have that shot. Out of consideration, out of pity, out of sympathy. There you go. That it's not pity. It's almost out of sympathy he lets you have this shot. That's the thing, not the punching, not the flailing and throwing each other across the room or rolling around or whatever you guys end up getting up to. That's the thing that you take a condition from, is knowing that he did that. So you clear afraid.
I was gonna say that sounds a lot like guilty.
Or did you clear? What did you clear? You cleared angry.
I cleared angry when I talked back to him.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm, you picked up guilty. Since the fight itself was essentially a choice here, I'm going to say you clear angry because you damaged somebody important.
We both clear angry because we lashed out? Or
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
And then
but the
clearing
of angry comes from, so a portal opens while you guys are rolling around and beating on each other and whatever. And it's actually almost kind of winding down. The portal opens and Perry and Mitzi step through. And Mitzi says,
"Fuck." What's on here? Are they still
yes,
wrapped up with
they're
each
in the
other?
middle. They're in the middle of they're rolling around and cursing and kicking each other and probably breaking a coffee table. And
I don't want to pull up burn right now just because I don't think it's worth it. But
No.
I do want to put a power out where I put a bubble between them. It just
Also-
inserts and expands
Just-
and pushes you all away from each other.
I just thought it would be even funnier if you just put us both in little hamster balls.
time out.
That's actually good. I love that.
Actually, yeah, I like that
the
one
fact
better.
that it's only a coffee table, Perry's not freaking out about this. It's okay, this is fine.
We haven't broken the window to outside the sanctuary yet.
Remember? No, we were supposed to nuke 4 blocks. This is great.
And I don't know. I don't know how Mitzi tracks it, but as soon as the bubble is up, as soon as the hamster balls are up, they subside almost instantaneously. There's not let me back at him. It's almost a relief. They just needed an excuse to stop.
I think she's gonna stand there with her arms crossed, between the two. It's are y'all done?
I think it's hilarious. I'm saying
She's
this.
still in the bubbles. She hasn't taken them out of the bubbles yet.
But Sean, your comment of have you ever been annoyed with your character? You thought it was bad before.
Right. That's a beautiful question. He literally it's when he started talking to me, I was like, man, I'm really mad at what I know he's going to have to do. But yeah, as soon as Mitzi is are you done? He kind of looks down and without looking up is yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I'd say, and not to take a shot at any subset of gamers or anything like that, but there is a very big difference between, I'm just doing this because it's what my guy would do, and
right.
I am doing this thing that I am not happy about because it's what the scene demands.
Right.
So, good on you, because it ain't always fun, but it's a hell of a thing, and it's a lot different than, hey, I know I'm a dick, but, it's what my guy would be.
Yeah, and
Why are
Mitzi's
you
gonna
playing
look
a
over to
dick?
Caleb and be
Yes. I want to like stand up and like.
Do you like?
just kind of? I'm like holding my nose because it's probably bleeding.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
And Perry is going to the freezer because he knows his way around your kitchen.
yeah.
Just getting anything frozen and handing it to you guys.
And I'm just
Yeah.
I just say the same thing. I'm like, yes, ma'am.
I've got a bag of peas on my head now.
Yeah. Once the bubbles pop, you're able to get all the frozen veggies that you need to help you with.
Can you just like drop them into like chairs?
Yeah, no, they just straight up pop, and like if they land on their feet, they land on their feet. Like she's not gonna like help them. Like,
That's completely fair.
So the bubbles pop, and then Perry walks up and hands you like frozen food of various kind.
Yeah. There's like some cut of meat that is okay to put in the freezer because you're just gonna make a stew out of it anyway, so it's fine to freeze it. Not like a ribeye,
like chuck.
you know. Right,
Like
yeah. There's
Chuck
that,
roast,
and some peas, and maybe the leftover frozen bag from the delivery you had of the thing one time,
Chuck
and
roast
hand,
or
like
yeah.
Caleb like a bunch of like paper towels to stick up his nose, and then like look at Silas and be like, what is? We get ya.
I got sidetracked.
I think he looked at him.
Oh my god!
That is
Best answer ever.
I got sidetracked.
I love a good callback.
Oh,
Yep.
So you never went home?
I was going home, and then we got the text about the man, and I was thinking about the pictures I took, and I
Text
was
about
like,
the man.
Did you not get the text about the man?
Oh.
Silas, remember how I sent it to just you?
was that one just to me? Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah, now he legitimately doesn't know, and he's scrolling back through his phone.
Oh shit. So in the interest of the fact that it's 5-2.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, 5. Yeah. Sorry.
5-2
I
my
was
time.
thinking
5-2 my time.
Yeah.
So 5-2.
For
pumpkin
time.
hour. A
I
couple.
love that the. Sorry,
Go ahead.
Sorry.
So we'll sum up a few things just to. So yes, this was not a group thing. I don't. So Caleb, fill me. How much do you say about why you were out walking through the park instead of coming back home with Perry? Perry and I decided to go home different ways.
Wait, why were y'all even hanging out? What happened?
We're gonna have to back up. We're gonna have to back up some.
Mitzi's just gonna plop in the beanbag and be like,
All right.
I'm literally just gonna say TLDR. Perry needed some space, so I went to the park, saw a poster, sent it to Silas. Silas went into the miasma without us. I got upset. He got upset. We punched each other for a while. You guys came here.
Which I'd like to point out that I did the thing by myself based on information that he didn't share with you. So it seems like there's a bit of a double standard going on here.
That's fair.
I didn't know they were hanging out either.
Yeah, so there's a point at which Missy's like, listen,
None of this was
the last
planned.
time I saw that all of us saw
Not
each
like
other.
we were on a date.
The last time that all of us saw each other at the same time was. Jesus, when was that? When did
Exemplar?
We've been on the same day for 3 sessions.
It wasn't it when Mitzi split after the big feelings at the end of Exemplar?
No, it was last time we were here and we made dinner dinner.
Yeah, it was after Mitzi and I's hooky day.
Right.
And then you guys had to go over to that, and Perry wasn't there. But even then, Perry wasn't there. The last time you guys have all been in the same place was Exemplar Tower.
No, Perry was there at Caleb's house after the Exemplar Tower.
I was making. Yeah. Is that the one where I was like stirring and stirring and stirring and stirring the thing?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Because yeah.
Mitzi's like, the last time that we all saw each other in the same place at the same time was the last time we were here. Tell me everything that happened since then. Perry, go. And
before I get in your brains and find it out myself.
Yeah. And then we get a panel of 25 minutes later. in the yellow text. I need
Three nuggets of useful information in 25 minutes.
Well, no, because everybody's got stuff.
Yeah.
I need like a bunch of those little yellow text boxes that just say that says like 3 hours later, 25 minutes. Not the SpongeBob ones.
No, I
just like the comic book versions.
Not Comic Sans, but the slightly italicized letters I was taught to make in drafting class back before CAD was a thing.
Yeah.
And remember when we used to have to use pencils and erasers?
Yeah, I need more of those yellow text boxes just to drop them in at various points. In any case, so in summary, if I can do the GM summary.
Yeah, we all compare notes, I hope.
We've got, and I will bring up, we'll go back over to the Perry stuff and other insanities spreadsheet.
The biggest thing that's been killing me not knowing in character is that the exemplars know about the 50-mile bubble.
Oh yeah. So
I'll put that over there for Will so he can see it.
Yeah, so as like we're talking and Mitzi's like, oh, the things I've been trying to tell y'all about, there's a few things that are going on. One, Caleb's mom, he already knows, is out and about in the world. We saw her when we went to play hooky the one day. We went to the arcade. Two, the reason about the Exemplar Tower things happening is because the Exemplars were actually testing the limits of the bubble of the city. They can't leave. They know about it. And all that stuff. And she's like, I was in everybody's brain during that, and that's why I freaked out and left, because I was overwhelmed and like info dumping. And she's like, oh, finally I get to tell y'all because everything's been up here. That's
hilarious. Oh, and the monkey. The other thing that Mitzi picked up from the symbioids was they are also constrained, and so whenever they detect any kind of interaction with that barrier, when it looks like there's going to be someone testing the barrier, so to speak, they go because they're trying to figure out also how to get the hell out of this situation. So they're also stuck, which I think Perry came at sideways in some other way when
I did when I realized what the altitude of their ship was and what it wasn't a disc, it was a sphere.
Yeah, based off of stuff that Vigil had said. Then he was like, wait a second, how far up was that dam? And it was. Yep. There's the thing.
So she's like, yeah, so all that's happening. Also, we have Aegis agents following us, just FYI. To probably have people as well.
Perry has.
They would need a team.
I was gonna say Perry.
His own unit.
Perry has a division. Yeah, I'm not even fucking around at this point. Perry has a division.
Yeah, because they've got to have people all over because they don't know where I'm going to pop out next. So yeah, they would have to. Jesus.
Perry has a division. Mostly it's analysts trying to figure out what the hell is going on, because some of them have figured out. This is the thing. That's what's interesting about this whole barrier. It isn't like everybody in Halcyon City is trapped in this 50-mile bubble. Most people haven't realized this is going on because it doesn't affect everybody. It's not like it's not whatever the Stephen King one is, where like a force field drops around the town.
Not the leftovers.
But you know what I mean. There's one where like a force field drops around the town. It's not that. It's
not the 1716 series or whatever it is, where like a little chunk of West Virginia ends up in the 30 Years' War.
No, this is there's a very specific group of people who have temporal lowjacks on that are being enforced by an enforcement agency of one.
And then she's like, okay, I think that's all.
Oh, but not all, because that's the stuff that Mitzi knows. But then the other thing...
That's why she said that I think that's all. That's why she said that.
Yeah. And then, obviously the stuff with Vigil, that kind of ties in. Meanwhile, the reason Silas and Caleb had this whole thing going on here when you guys first got in is because Caleb was sort of reminded about missing persons and that dark vision that he had about people missing, and there was another missing person, and and he had like a weird deja vu feeling off of that. Why it would be deja vu is wonky though, because the guy was not at the park the first time. So that is not why there was deja vu. I want to make that clear. Caleb did not feel deja vu because he saw that face at the park, at the Sentinel Park the first time. He just got a weird feeling from that guy's face, sent it over to Silas. Silas went and looked at the park, and there's a new statue there with that guy, at the Sentinel Plaza, which is a whole different thing, which would imply that is something else is going on.
Yeah. So, because two possible things with that. We know that Perry isn't always aware of when he resets the timeline. We know that.
Yep.
And I am now getting the very strong suspicion that when I reset the timeline, I don't necessarily take everybody with it.
You need to assess the situation.
For sure. Yeah, I think that requires a roll. That's a pretty big cognitive leap.
Yeah.
Also, I may have made Dr. Infinity. But yeah, let me assess the situation.
Assess many situations.
Also, I may have made Dr. Infinity, but
as soon as Perry says that, I'm like, I'm cooking steaks. I'm just going to start pulling meat out, and I'm going to start grilling some steaks up for everybody.
Wait, I'm so full. Oh no. And she's gonna like curl up in
Silas has pulled the move where he puts his hood up and pulls the strings out and is rolled over to the other side of the couch.
I cannot find the webcomic where there's like somebody who drew that. I want to say it was the Pigeon Gazette, and I cannot find the drawing that she did of that I love so much, and it's making me sad.
Who's doing the assess situation?
Perry?
Please, not me.
I'm about to lose my headphones, but I'll.
Okay, so the roll for you, Perry, would be. So it's superior, which is +3. Oh, but you're guilty. So you're rolling +1. Roll 2d6 +1. And I'll look back at the game chat. Caleb's Briar Patch. I love that.
6 +1, you say?
6, yeah, 2d6 +1, please. Cool.
Nice.
All right, that's a 10. Nice job. Well done. Your brain is clicking away. Stuff is falling into place.
Good.
All right, so I'm gonna. All right, so. Rather than. I'm just putting this up in the text chat, Perry.
Okay, sorry. My headphones will have a charge here in another couple minutes. I hope you're not getting too much ambient ridiculousness while I'm. Okay, cool.
Take a look at the chat, but I will also say it out verbally. What here can I use to blank? What here is the biggest threat? What here is in the greatest danger? Who here is the most vulnerable to me? Or how could we best end this quickly? And you get 2 of those questions to answer.
Okay. I suspect, based on information that you gave me earlier this session, that I am still the greatest threat.
You need to ask. You need to ask the question though.
Okay.
If nothing else, you get a +1 forward against yourself, because you definitely don't have influence over yourself. I think we've established that.
So, so question 1 is: am I still the greatest? How big of am I the greatest threat?
No.
Who here is the greatest threat? It's probably me, but I'm going to ask it anyway. That's
Nope.
1. I am not.
I am going to send this message directly to you, Perry.
Okay, standing by.
Look at your DMs.
Looking at DMs. Where in the hell is it? Sorry, my kiddo has to walk because it's around the pool, but the pavement is really hot, so they're high stepping. It's hilarious. Okay. Oh shit.
Love to hear it. That's great. Cool.
That's never an answer you want to hear when the DM says, "Hey, I'm going to DM you the answer to that." And then,
I will let you parse that back to the parse that back to because he's sitting there like
this information
he's sort of pacing around and doing his thing, and suddenly he just stops.
Wait, hold on. Yeah,
stops. And my face goes slack, and for a moment, you know, is Perry having a stroke? But no. There was a moment when Vigil was telling me how she was able to perceive the timeline, which she totally does. Vigil's a she, not a they, right?
They.
Okay, there was a moment when Vigil was telling me that how and why they are able to perceive the timeline is because the dead are able to perceive all time, which I was really confused about how Caleb is dead, or how Vigil is dead. Vigil's not. Vigil communes with the dead. The person who we got to worry about, who perceives all the timelines, who is also dead, is Caleb's mom. That's the solve for x2 plus 2 equals 4 that you guys just linked in my brain right now. So there's that.
Given what Vigil said, that means that Caleb's mom knows all of the time loops that have happened.
And that
because ghosts perceive time differently.
Yeah. Really, really extraordinarily terrifying.
She's not. I could feel her in the present space, not like a spooky, like, you know, like she was actually. When I saw her at the mall, I actually was able to like get her sensors. I was able to sense her in the mall. Like I don't able to detect spirits.
Say that again.
Am I able to detect spirits? Like
possibly
that. Am I sensitive to the ghosts?
Or
possibly.
Or can she just manifest to whom she wants to for, you know, maximum
she wasn't even looking at me. Like she walked away and I still was able to find her. Like I was putting a ping out.
It could also be that she is, in addition to whatever else she is, she may also be dead. But that may not be the only functional state that she exists in.
I hadn't even considered that, but that totally tracks with universal election.
I like how Perry's just immediately goes, "Oh yeah, she might not actually be just like only dead. She might be dead and some other stuff."
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing.
He's just processing it. Meanwhile, Caleb is having a stroke.
Sorry, I know that you probably need a few extra therapy sessions right now, but I'm just going to riff on all the possible horrific things that your mother could be.
So don't. I mean, by all means, do that in game, but
right.
First of all, the people
we're after time.
Well, so first of all, the people in the pool will be looking at you like, "What the hell?" What was the other question that you had?
Let's see. What were my other options? Was how can we best end this quickly? Who here is most vulnerable to me? And what else?
Let me. Who here is most vulnerable? What here is the biggest threat? What's in the greatest danger?
Yeah, that one, because
the people that she's abducting, because there's no pattern that you've been able to figure out in terms of like why she's grabbing these people that she's grabbing.
So it's not necessarily that. Oh shit! It's not the monkeys. The monkeys got scooped up accidentally. The monkeys are the dolphin and the tuna net.
Kinda.
But the net, dude.
Well, the thing is you cast the net, but you don't.
Is being drugged by a ship that's piloted by your mom.
Well, no. The loop
Maybe.
is your thing. You're trying to prevent something horrible happening. You don't remember what that was. You may or may not have caught the monkeys intentionally, but I mean, Dr. Infinity seems to think that they're critical for staying inside. So why?
So it's not necessarily that I am causing the abductees to appear in the park because I'm not taking them with me. It's that for reasons that have yet to be determined. For reasons that have yet to be determined, Caleb's mom has got it going on. No, she doesn't. Caleb's mom is.
I just figured out why the monkeys have to stay. Fuck. Okay.
I feel like next episode is going to be a trip to space
to me
to Dr.
if
Infinity.
Joyce was saying it or if Silas was it. Sorry. Go ahead. Not Silas.
Okay. What did Sean just say? Because I want to hear that part.
I was just gonna say, why do I feel like next episode is gonna be us taking a trip to space to talk to Dr. Infinity about some stuff?
I mean, yeah. How do you get Dr. Infinity to show up? I'm pretty sure Perry doesn't have a Dr. Infinity beeper. Caleb.
I mean, that would have been a good design feature to add. How do I get in touch with this world-ending,
like
time-controlling AI that I've just built?
Once, but
yeah.
I also get the strong sense that Dr. Infinity is self-actualized to the point where she knows better and would just be like, no, you don't get to summon me whenever.
For all that, I mean, there may be some criteria in place that you're not allowed to talk to her until, like...
Yeah, until X condition is...
Well,
yeah.
Time loops, causality, blah, blah, blah.
I was operating outside of et cetera, parameters.
Yep.
So...
Caleb, how's it going?
I'm wrestling internally that I may only be half human. That's what he took away from that sentence out loud. He's like, wait, huh?
And Perry's now, his current external monologuing or math, verbal, doing math out loud stuff is, okay, but then the people that are in the most danger are the ones that Caleb's mom are like abducting and leaving behind these statues and stuff. There's no connection between any of those people. There's no reason to even know why any of those people are being abducted. They're just random. And there's like 10 million people in Halcyon City. So the odds of us being able to figure out who's going to be abducted next when there's only like 7 or 8 or 9 of those people in the thing at this point in time. I mean, that's like 0.601 to the repeating ninth before we figure out like what the odds are that we're going to be able to guess the right person that gets abducted, unless we can figure out what the connection point and so that he's going on all this stuff. Mitzi.
So I think while he's having his breakdown because he's 404ing, he's blue screening. I think Mitzi's going to be like trying to remember like all the faces that were in the thing, trying to think about these things. I think she's going to probably like try to connect to in general, just like out, like putting out just to get a feel of things.
You're trying to, okay, so you're trying to connect to those people?
Yeah. I think something. I think she's trying to like either reach out to them or figure out who they were, or like just grabbing at straws. So like I think she's gonna like open her mind and like try to do something. Like trying to figure. She doesn't even know exactly what it is, but she's like, I need to suss out like how, why, who, like what is the one thing between all these people? Because there's nothing's in common, and we need to figure out what's in common.
Caleb, do you have a thing on your sanctum so that you can use it to help you solve problems?
That's exactly what it's there.
That's one of the things?
So that's one of the things of that, like we have the, like the, the pictures on the wall.
Yeah.
Like, those are intimately like those are like psychic like reading.
Thank you. That's exactly what I needed. Okay. Yes. Mitzi.
Does Mitzi need to like grab onto Caleb or something to like in order to do this?
I mean, you're kind of in the same way that punching Ted is like punching Caleb's brain. Being in the sanctum is sort of you're already in contact with Caleb.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't you unleash your powers?
Oh, great. This will be
Or
fine.
do you? What are your burns? What are Mitzi's like flares?
Flares. Oh, I actually have one that might work, but
Elemental awareness. Spend one burn in market condition to open your mind up to the world around. Yeah, that's it. Spend one burn in market. Yeah.
I gotta burn first.
So burn, and then do that, and then you got some burn floating around.
Where's my burn roll?
You just roll conditions.
Roll plus conditions. Oh, cool. I don't have conditions. That's nice.
Is it?
Didn't work out.
You hit burn. There you go.
Stuck.
Oh, that should work out. Blah. Okay, so that is a wait.
Hang on. Do we still have team right now?
Yes, you have 3 team.
Okay. So, because she's in my brain space,
You can absolutely help.
essentially, yeah, I'm focusing on other things, so I'm basically lending her control of the entire sanctuary while I just cook, because I'm dealing with some things. I mean, I thought Transcendent was a bad dad. Now it turns out I have like a half-dead, half-eldritch monster mom. I feel you, Silas. I'm so sorry.
When you charge up your powers, blah blah blah. 7/9 market condition on a miss. Hold 2 burn marks.
Can you spin, or do I need another? Or
Okay.
spin 2, or can? Hey,
So-
real quick, Doyce. Hold on,
Hey.
I got a question.
Yes,
Can he use 2 team, or does it 2 people have to use a team?
2
each?
people need to use a team, but this is pretty
And
easy.
I think with that, then she's gonna probably like reach out to Silas's hand.
Yep.
Okay.
So she
Hey,
kind of. If I can, like, do your eyes do the glowy thing?
Yeah.
Okay, so your eyes do the glowy thing. You try to reach out to these people, and you realize that you were in a sanctum, but as soon as you kind of open up to the possibilities of what's around you, you're basically standing on the cliff where they go get the Soul Stone in Infinity War. Like, and it's all the way, like the big open. Do you know where Black Widow dies? Like the top of that cliff.
I watched it, but like
Black
I don't
Widow
care
does
for
what
them.
now?
I don't care for all those, so like yeah.
So you're standing on a cliff in front of an eldritch sea. And it's all purples and blacks spread out before you, and it just keeps expanding. And rather than disappearing in the distance, your awareness of it just keeps expanding as your perception expands. So you're getting very small very, very quickly, and to the point where you're losing track of where you are in this very big picture. The "you are here" arrow is also getting too small to see, which is when her hand kind of frantically scrabbles over and grabs Silas with your eyes glowing and going pink. And
yeah, you actually see her like starting, like her hand starting to twitch, like almost like having like, I want to say like not like exactly like a seizure, but like almost like sort of like
spasms.
She's having spasms.
Yep.
And I think because even though he was trying to exclude himself, but when he sees that Mitzi's eyes are glowing and something weird's going on with her, like he's immediately concerned for her, and so like he would have reached out his hand for her.
All right. Yeah. Do you? The hand may not be enough because she is clearly like kind of having panic breathing. Like a panic. This is too high. I'm afraid of heights, and I didn't realize it. Kind of thing.
Is she talking?
Not really. It's just breathing, but really panicked, fast, shallow breathing.
Okay, so I'm gonna stand up and kind of like stand in front of her and like put my hands on her shoulders and be like, "It's okay. I'm here. I need you to focus on my voice
and just kind of keep that patter going.
And come back down. Yeah, and I'm kind of just like trying to get her to recenter and refocus.
Okay, cool. Mitzi, you're still going to take one condition. Figure out what that's going to be. You can wait until after I tell you what I tell you.
Okay, cool. I was gonna go the usual insecure, but if it changes, it changes.
Okay.
The usual.
So you've been told now several times that, like, from Vigil and stuff like that, that the dead perceive time differently, and reaching out to these people, they're not dead, but they're away. It may be that they perceive time differently because of the dimension that their spirits are in or something like that. But whatever it is, you pull yourself back far enough, or you're pushed back far enough that you're seeing, almost like pulling back far enough that you no longer see borders, and you see these different regions, and it's almost like the different instances. You almost see the loops as little separate blobs of cohabitating time in these different things, and you're looking for these people.
Giant mound of fish eggs, and every single one of them is a different time loop.
No, there aren't that. First of all, there aren't that many of them, thankfully. You haven't,
Okay.
But there are a lot more right here. Looking at all these things layered up on top of each other, it is fair to say that it does feel a little bit like, oh, this is probably what the first couple of months of a growing tumor cell look like, because they're building up in a very unnatural way.
Trying to prevent time cancer?
Well, you may be causing it.
It's fine.
You're finding them. You are finding these people. You're finding these people in other instances, and you're in these other different places and times when they aren't gone. Most of the time, that's not that remarkable. Some of them, you do find threads that repeat. And eventually you find all of them. And one of them, wait, let's get back over to the little spreadsheet thing. The mom and the daughter are, it's a fight with Troll and the Rook Crooks. And there's like a building crumbling, and the pieces of the building are coming down, and you bubble the mom and the daughter and pull, and that happens several different loops where this fight is happening, and you're like stopping the stuff and bubbling them and pulling them out of the way and putting them up on a quite distant building rooftop that's like one story up. In one of them, you actually kind of fly them over there and give the girl a little like kind of cool something, finger gun, I don't know. But you saved them, right? The guy in the hoodie. Yeah, the guy in the hoodie on the skateboard, you get to see 3 different times when Caleb completely just mosh pit body slams him out of the way before he flies out into traffic. It's not even a fight. He just, like, he's dressed in his school clothes, and he just, like, and, like, totally floors this guy, and he's mad every time. But in every single one, you see the bus going over top of the skateboard, and the guy's like kind of tearfully clawing at his jacket afterwards about the fact that he saved his life and all this other kind of thing. And he's yelling at the bus afterwards and all this other kind of thing. The girl in the dreads is actually a mosh pit thing, but it's Silas, who's there with Caleb, who is she's Latina. It's actually Matt's, which is, whatever. Not a great look, but she's got skinheads in her face, and one of them pulls out a knife, and very shortly thereafter, they're holding broken wrists, and she's like, he kind of turns around and says something. She's never grateful. Every single time she's like knocking his hand away off her shoulder and storming out of there. But in every single one, she's also got the shakes and realizing how close she came to getting stabbed. But, Silas saves her from that. And later on, we see that she finds him at some other like superhero thing, and comes out of the crowd and says something to him. And you see this kind of smile underneath the mask and everything. The HCPD police officer is there. Weirdly, it's like some fight that's taking place at Sentinel Plaza, but it's after. It's a different fight at Sentinel Plaza because all the fog is still there, and she's trying to keep the crowd away, and some blast it comes out of there. Sometimes it's a semioid blast, sometimes it's Mitzi kind of going Nova a little bit. In every one, it's Perry basically grabbing her, giving a little salute, and throwing her bodily through a portal that shucks her over to the top of a building. In every single one of these, you're saving these people. They're all people that you saved. It's all stuff that you protected them, or you helped them, or one of them, it's just you found their cat. and brought it back to them. That's the barista. Like you didn't. It was just a little thing, but they're so grateful. She's finding people that you saved in other timelines and are plucking them out so you can't be heroes.
Wow.
Bitch.
She's taking away the opportunities for you to do heroic things.
That's why Birthright keeps missing out on opportunities to be a fucking hero. Fuck this bitch. Caleb, your mom sucks.
Mr. My Dad is transcendent.
Mitzi.
I feel like that's an actual conversation Caleb and Silas would have.
True.
All right, so
It's
Mitzi.
a constant contest on whose parents suck worse.
So this is the revelation this is the realization that you have. It's not really that much of a revelation, but it puts together what the connection is, although it's kind of hard to do research on it in this timeline. It puts together the connection that this is what she's doing is reducing your options and driving you towards a point of failure because you just can't ever be heroes. The one that shows up as the biggest, brightest point in every single one of the timelines is one time when you save the whole high school. That's the last bright spot in all the time loops, including maybe this one. It hasn't happened yet.
I feel like that quote unquote statue would just be a relief plaque of the group school photo. You know,
yeah.
Like
wait,
everybody.
Wait. So, but that's the thing is, he said that the last thing we see is like us saving the high school, which means that if she continues in this pattern, that at some point she's gonna
go after
abduct the entire high school.
That's probably
so.
Yeah,
that's the thing we need to stop.
There you go.
Is it? God, is it the next one? I don't know.
It's not. It isn't about the next thing because next in a time loop is a meaningless word, right? It's the biggest thing. It's the biggest thing.
How do we save the school?
Well, what do you save it from?
Do I need to roll to get that light bulb?
Here's the thing. No, she got it. Here's the thing: is okay. You have to. This is kind of a meta thing, but saving it from having her do whatever means making sure that it stays in the way of danger from the other thing that you actually save it from. So you have to save it from her so it can be put in the proper kind of danger.
What was
that we can save it
no, hold on, y'all. What was it being attacked originally by?
It depends. That's the best part.
Multiple things.
Yeah, the school
timelines.
Yeah. Depending on which timeline you're in, it's a whole bunch of different. One time it's you, so congratulations on that.
Wait, it's like us as a group, or it's like Mitzi specifically?
Mitzi specifically melts down when she's too close to the school.
I mean, and depending on how deep you look, could be us as a group too.
That's one of those ones where on TikTok, that particular video, Mitzi just sees the first 2 seconds of it and goes, nope, and just. I already know how that one plays out. I've had that bad dream. I don't need to watch the full thing play out. I'm good. So, what condition do you pick up?
Oh God.
Which condition is? Oh shit!
It's afraid.
Okay.
It's afraid.
It's fair.
Oh, and I think eventually, maybe it's not even a second. Maybe it's maybe a minute, in real time. It's probably a good hour for her in the brain space.
Yeah.
And
that tracks.
Yeah, she blinks it back. She's coming back, and Silas is right there.
Yeah.
I think she just starts crying.
He kind of puts her head on his shoulder and it's just holding her right here.
And then
How does she sum that up? What's? I'm going to lay this on Mo here. What's the one-line summary that she lays on everybody as the issue closes as this issue closes?
I don't even know what line to really go with. I think it's I think Mitzi, like once she's able to calm down just a little bit and her head just a little bit to look at everybody, it's going to be like she's going through our timelines and plucking out the people that we helped save.
And that's where we'll stop.
Holy crap!
Jesus.
There was a lot
Doink,
more.
I hate how good you are at this.
Really? Like,
a lot more came out this session than I was anticipating.
It was a good session overall.
It was funny 'cause it just felt
awesome.
and maybe this is just my perspective because I'm the no-powered guy who's clueless on everything. But it seemed like it was just like 10 sessions of I don't really know what's going on, followed by oh shit, I know everything that's going on all at once.
I didn't want. It's too many things. I know too much.
My hope is that if you go back and look at everything, you can go, oh shit.
It'll be like a Donnie Darko thing where I'm going to start
Yeah.
rewatching it and be like, now I'm picking up on
Like,
those things.
crap, if we'd only, not that they would have necessarily, but, who knows? Who knows? I think it's all, I think the legwork justified the reveal in most cases. We will just have to hope.
I also love that we ended last week on we got to get the band back together, and we spent 3/4 of this session trying to get the band back together.
I mean, that's masks.
I love that. Yeah,
That's
I
masks.
love that.
All right, so real quick, and we blew Will's mind, so
Thanks, Will, for riding along on this wild ride.
coming along on this wild ride.
Yeah, this has been a journey.
Will can
It really
never.
has.
I can never run a game for Will because I've already done my best work while he was watching. So it's like he's gonna come in and go, okay, here it is, and I'm gonna be like, okay, you're all in a tavern. What do you guys do? All right. So Silas, closer to the team, further away from the team. More into your image of yourself.
Believe it or not, I actually really feel like the move is closer to the team.
I believe it.
And I feel like it's with Caleb because even though we got into a fight, I think
I love that.
Even though we got into a fight, I feel like he gave me the space to get out all of the pent up stuff, and like that was intentional on his part. And I think that like there's like a weird camaraderie that comes with between that grows between two people after they've kicked the shit out of each other once, and that's absolutely a real life thing. And I think that that's like something that we have now.
That is entirely fair and good stuff, and such a guy thing too. Because
yeah,
my God,
100%.
we are such broken creatures. I'm gonna just.
It means Silas would actually get como se dice
So
back over.
yeah, well, no, now it's Silas.
Oh, Caleb would if
Caleb gets influence back. Well, I don't think Caleb didn't necessarily lose influence. Caleb
didn't lose it. I lost it.
Yeah,
or he lost it over me.
So he does get influence over you back then.
No, wait. Caleb didn't lose it. So if Caleb already had influence over Silas, he just shifts labels.
Yeah, I didn't lose influence over Caleb. Caleb lost influence over me.
No, the other way around.
You use
to do the little. I don't think you actually because here's the thing. You didn't none of that. You didn't actually do the thing that cost you influence because instead of that you just punched him.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so you didn't. Yeah, so
the life's so much easier when you just
back,
hit things.
Okay, so I have a question then.
Throw the ball
so
back.
He didn't use the thing to do the condition on me.
Yeah, he just punched you and caused a condition.
Okay, so I don't have. Oh, he punched me to cause the condition.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes, but you got rid of it because it was angry and you're fine.
Oh no, I already had angry.
Yeah, but he cleared it because you punched each other.
Yeah, so but you said Mark insecure because he was doing the influence thing, I thought.
No, that was from the punch. That was from the punch.
That's what I just want to make sure that everything's.
I think you're clear on. I think you're good on conditions in any case.
Yeah, I should have guilty and insecure.
So you've got influence over. You already had influence over Silas. You can shift labels, and Silas, you can either clear a condition or mark potential. Also, Reed has read at some point in time that Perry got you the thing that you needed for the thing, the backpack of wingy goodness.
Are you opening your eyes to the
Cool.
water?
Yeah, I've got to move for that. So I'm going to clear.
Just wondering.
You know what? I'm gonna keep.
Frank, can you mute
I'm gonna
yourself
keep
again?
that
Sorry.
for right now. But I'm gonna clear. I'm gonna shift my labels. No, he's gonna shift. No, I'm gonna mark potential. Is what I mean.
Yes. So I'm going to mark your. I'd like to move your freak down and your danger up. Because I you punched me like I was like okay. Now I know what it's like to fight a superhero martial artist. Don't do it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I love that.
That's good stuff. All right, we'll flip around and say Caleb, closer to the team, further away.
It's the exact same thought. I had the exact same thought process. Is absolutely, I feel closer to the team now, specifically Silas, because I saw that what he needed, and I was like, we're gonna do this. And then when I got that hit, and I was like, you know what? Let's just get it all out now. We're gonna get all of the bad blood out on the table now, clear it, and now, awesome. I can breathe again.
What I'm hearing is that while it is the least healthy way amongst the list of healthy ways to set boundaries, it still counts as a healthy way to set boundaries to just punch somebody who's being a jerk. I mean,
that's exactly right.
I mean, it's also wrong, but it's right.
Yes.
So
it's definitely not healthy, but some things happened.
I mean, since when have we made the healthy decision at every turn?
To quote one of my favorite TikToks.
Teenagers.
Well, yeah. To quote one of my favorite TikToks, why do men?
That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Let's clear out all the men, and then we'll have the one emotionally more mature person go last. Perry.
I feel closer to the team.
Whom?
And I think, for a couple of reasons, it is Mitzi. On account of the boop snoot. I mean, yes, Revenant was there, and that was good, and that was yes. But it's the boop snoot, and she did the math that only she could do based on our collective brain dump, and came back with the goods that are going to move us forward. I think that brings the whole team together, which only reinforces I love you guys.
It could
clearly you are mine. Yeah.
It could absolutely have been that whole last bit could have absolutely been Caleb doing a Dark Visions thing, but that's harmful to Caleb.
Right. Yeah.
In a much more permanent way than picking up a condition. And I will say I love it. Wouldn't have been as easy to justify, but narratively it was perfect because it was in the sanctum. That's the other thing. Oh God, I forgot this on the narration, but on the wall with the pictures that show up on the wall while Mitzi is doing this is how you guys can sort of get read in a lot faster. Is as she's figuring this stuff out, the pictures showing up on Caleb's wall are like selfies with the people that you rescued and you guys afterwards, so as she's finding all this stuff, the pictures are showing up with all these different things that you did and all the
Marty
cool
McFly's picture of his parents changing as things happen around him. Yeah, I love it.
So as she's figuring this out, the pictures of when you guys rescued these guys shows up on the wall. That was a really cool idea I had before the vision, and I forgot about it because I was too busy explaining the vision. Anyway,
it's just as bitchin' retroactively.
Okay, so Mitzi, or rather Perry, do you want to clear a condition, pick up potential? What do you want to do there? I have to.
Let's pick up a potential. I feel like all of my roles succeeded this time, right?
Yeah.
So
pretty much.
Yeah. If you don't mind, I would like to meta that and do a potential, just so I'm incrementally getting up there.
And if Mitzi, I'm going to say Mo, just since he can't get to it, feel free to shift labels yourself since he can't get to it.
I don't remember. Was I supposed to shift labels after this last week? I don't remember.
I can't remember either.
I don't remember.
It would. I mean, you might not have decided to do it in any case. And when you're done, fiddling with his labels, then you have your turn.
Don't say it like that.
But they're so good. I don't know what. I think I'm going to do. 3 is the max, right? Just FYI.
Yes, 3 is the max.
I'm going to do. Oh, and what's the minus low? Is it
-2?
-3? -2. Oh God, that's. You're on the edge for like 4 out of the 5 of them, bud.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's how I like it.
I'm gonna bring Savior down and Mundane up. No, Superior down. No,
Superior. Wait, Superior down?
Oh,
I mean,
I can't,
there's
I can't
one
bring
smart
Danger or
person
Freak
in this
anymore.
group. Are you sure you want to do that?
What do you think I am? Excuse you.
Oh.
You know what?
I like that. Excuse you.
Excuse you. I'm gonna bring Freak up then, and just so we can like get you a little, make you better at fighting. And going to bring down.
You could certainly bring down his mundane. I'm
gonna bring down his mundane.
His people skills are usually a travesty. So.
Okay, so yeah, it's
and I was like openly musing about how horrific Caleb's mom is in front of Caleb. So yeah, I think mundane down definitely tracks. Also, buddy, don't feel bad. I don't think you're part Eldritch Horror. Look at, if there are aliens on this planet, it's clearly the octopus. And if you are part octopus, that's just amazing. Like, you don't even know. Like,
just so we're clear, that's not helpful.
What do you mean it's not helpful? Who hasn't wanted to slip through a keyhole just because they could?
Just
all the worst parts.
I just because 100% believe that octopi are aliens IRL.
Oh yeah.
They absolutely are.
Yeah, them and tardigrades. Just so we're all clear.
Yeah. So listen,
Perry
Caleb's
thinks it's helpful.
It's not Revenant, it's Octopodes. So.
Frank may know that it's not helpful. Perry absolutely thinks that it is, but Frank probably also knows that it's not. So yeah,
exactly.
That makes it even better. Mitzi, Mo.
Oh no, like it would have been at the beginning, closer to the team with Silas, but as the game progressed, and like having to split up fight.
Yeah.
And then doing the deep brain dive.
Way to ruin it, Silas. Jeez.
Silas did not ruin it on his own.
That's fair.
This was a team effort.
It was a team effort. I don't know. I don't want to say she's further away from the team because she's obviously has them there with her and she supports them as much as they support her. Is she in more in her own vision? Herself?
Maybe.
Just because she did it.
That was a pretty big thing that she did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess she's more into the vision of herself then.
So shift your labels as you see fit then.
All right, cool. Let's see.
Bring the freak. Or whatever.
Superior up, mundane down.
I will say lastly, so that's all that happens is you shift your labels. That's good. Yeah. I will say as a side note, because it occurred to me, I've been saving this article for a while to share. I put it over in the regular general chat. There's a link to a really interesting article on cooperative overlap, which is a very nice article that academically explains, I'm talking over you in chat, but it's because I love you and agree with you. So it's a cultural thing.
That's amazing.
It's a cultural thing that shows up in certain cultures, one of which is apparently my family. So I think of it sometimes when the more excited we get, the more we talk over each other. I can only hope that's being distributed equally, and please, if it's not being distributed equally and people feel like they're being talked over,
that's why I'm always like, Doyce, let me speak.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
So every time you're going off, I'm like, Doyce, hold on.
And I'm usually like walking away from the screen, right? Because I'm like circling around thinking of the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm very sorry. I am always trying to do better, and I am always not quite getting that full long jump that I'm looking for. So.
My ability to rein that in is inversely proportional to my excitement of whatever is happening at any given moment.
Which is why it's called cooperative overlap. Like the more like, oh, I love the thing that you're, yeah.
So you see me just going. Actually, there's one part I was just doing this because like I love this and I want you to know, so I'm just gonna hang out like this for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Also, just so you know, what's happening on the other side of my screen is that my daughter is at the age where she can't quite swim, but she's really comfortable putting her face in the water to find the super bouncy ball, which is kind of terrifying.
That is
every time she puts her face in the water, I'm like 1001. 1002.
That's actually one of the first things when they start to teach you proper swimming. That's one of the first things that they have you drill on is putting your face in the water without freaking out and spending time with your face down in the water so that you get okay with that. In any case,
which she was summer before last when we could have swimming lessons. She was starting to get that. We got her in swim lessons when she was 3, and then pandemic happened, and we skipped an entire summer of swim lessons. So it's
I will say, for the record, my daughter, who does a lot of swimming and stuff like that, the U.S. swim team had absolutely no cases nationwide the entire time because they were simply spacing out appropriately for the outdoors, and also chlorine kills the virus pretty much instantaneously on contact, and about a foot up from the surface of the water to about a foot, indoors or outdoors, a little bit more indoors even. Is about 80% humidity, and that humidity, if you have ever been inside of a swimming pool area inside for any length of time, has a lot of chlorine in it, which makes the air very inimical.
So an indoor swimming center is the safest place you can be.
If you're going to be indoors, it's one of the better indoors ones. So we've been, generally speaking, okay with continuing swim lessons with the little kids because the pool is, if you're going to pick a spot, no having them carry around the sinky shark in their mouth and then handing it to another kid who puts it in their mouth. It's a bad idea.
Thank you for adopting the sinky shark. I forgot that my mic was on.
I know folks have to go. I just want to say that was a hell of a session.
Thank you so much. Yeah. That was amazing.
Everybody
had finally hitting the wall, so I'm like, oh, it's probably nap time now.
Yeah. Do you have another game today too?
It's 7 o'clock, so I'm going to take a nap and then I will.
Okay. All right. So let's all go, but
And hey, I'm so sorry that I didn't learn that my parents were driving through Las Cruces until the day after they were in Las Cruces.
It's okay. I couldn't.
My mom would love you. Like she's just started watching these and she loves it. And so actually meet you in person, she would. Yeah, and my mom has like Mama Bear energy that you'd love her too. But anyway, so
I'm in
Albuquerque. The next time.
My dad's in Las Cruces, and I absolutely.
I had it in my head that you were still in Las. Okay,
no, but I would have set my dad to take them out to dinner. So.
Oh, that would have been great. They, my mom would talk his ear off. So.
In any case,
next time.
Let's give Mo time to get down tonight. But I just want to say, you guys are. This was a joy.
Yes.
So.
So great.
Thank you all. So and I will talk to you soon. Yes.
Can I borrow you for a second, Joyce?
Yes, I will continue to hang out.
Sean, actually, real quick, because Sean, you get to move my labels.
Mo, you're awesome. Bye.
I love you all.
Bye, Frank.
Bye.
Sean's gets to move your labels.
All right, so let me take a look
this
here.
Fucking game, man.
I think.
Oh, I should stop. Will, thank you very much. I'm going to stop broadcasting.
Yes, Will. Thank you for being here. That's awesome.
I think I'm gonna move